Doctor?
Fantastic. 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 Fantastic.
Yo, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know the deal, man. Like and share, like and share, like and share. So we get this thing out everywhere. Is anywhere in the world you could be, but just hope you right here with me, the BABGOG. And I appreciate you to pull up on me, man. What's going on? Sorry, everybody in the building. Y'all see it, bro. See, Deborah already know. Shout out to Deborah Leonelli for the for the 3. Appreciate you. Hey, man, it's got to be done. Y'all know me. She said, no. Now, any of us that have been in the corporate world, okay, knows there is either 4 or 5 topics you just cannot talk about, okay? Religion, sexuality, men and women, the difference between men and women, and race, okay? Oh, politics. Politics is 5. So politics and race, okay? That's the forbidden 5 in any type of corporate setting because somebody somewhere is going to get offended. So I'm going to try my best to not offend, okay? Yet offend and joke both sides, okay? I'm well at doing this. All right, for y'all that don't know, all right, most of y'all will. 20 years retired U.S. Navy. Of course, honorable service, whatever, all that bullshit, la. So I have somewhat more of intimate knowledge of the white folk than most black folk think they do. Okay. I say this all the time. Even when black people work with white people, it's not the same as in the military setting as to where you have to be you have to know them or deal with them anything outside of work, right? And most likely your work does not depend on your lives or theirs. Okay. You're not really responsible for their safety. It's just like, hey, you're an employee, right? Military has a different dynamic. And you come to learn this over time. I'm not saying that, I was best buddies with with all the white dudes. I'm definitely not that. Anybody tell you that? But at the same time, I wasn't the pro black guy that couldn't stand white people, right? I was just, I kept to myself. I'm me. I'm cool with whoever's cool with me. I was cool with white people. I was cool with Filipino people. I was cool with Hispanic people. Of course, black people. Hell, even the Africans. Shout out to the niggas. All right. All right. So again, man, I'm just a person that I do see color. Race is real. Okay. There is a difference. People are people, but all people are different in some way, shape, form, or fashion due to culture, due to personal upbringing, due to hell, regional living, a lot of different shit. White people ain't the same in motherfucking Alabama as white people in California, as white people in New York or Boston, as white people in fucking like Washington State, right? So and then of course, you know, Texas and whatnot, right? Um, have I ever had any real racist situations while I was in the Navy military? Direct, no. I never had anyone bold enough to come to my face and say nothing stupid. Okay. But do I know for a fact there were some things and opportunities I was told by some people, hey, you weren't given some opportunity, we didn't give you a chance. So hey, because somebody else fucked up, we pretty much got to do it for the sake of everybody to make it, right? So I've been in those positions before. And again, anybody that ever been with me, no, I never been the fucking racism guy. That's never been me. But when it needed to be said and I saw some shit going on because they was fucking with, you know, the black person, I'm gonna fucking say it because ain't nobody gonna whoop me. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna whoop me. And I'm not one of the people that run to that shit first. So if I say it, it's really that. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it, man. Now again, RIP to Austin Metcalf, lost his life. Again, I'll give my take on this. I've already said it, but I'll make it clear. I do believe that Carmelo Anthony was wrong. 1000%. Okay. I'm not looking at this through a black or white lens. I'm looking at this through a father lens. I'm looking at this through a betterment of the human society lens. People get this emotional shit that I'm seeing, and this is what's pissing me off about us, about black people, is now you're going to make the standard is if kids get in a fight, killing them is all right. Okay. Kids get in a fight, killing somebody is all right. No, bro, that's not cool. Right? Y'all have not fucking read the law. We will go over some of the bullshit that y'all are taking serious as for real, where it directly goes against the police report. Right? Several different people have told the same story concerning what happened. All right, y'all making up all these fucking narratives and shit, and you're kind of making this as a get back for previous atrocities and things where you feel like the white man got off, right? Okay, which in a lot of the cases, evidence could have been either way. Trayvon Martin is something I hear all the time. Michael Brown is something I hear all the time. You hear recently the Daniel Penny situation with the man in the subway. A lot of different things, man, where people feel like the white people looked out for the white people and white people got away with killing a black man. Right now, of course, this country is built off of racism. Okay, is a big part of it. All right, slavery, you cannot forget it. Slavery happened. Slavery was fucked up. But at the same time, slavery is not going on now. You can't forever reach back to slavery as an excuse for any and everything that's going wrong today. Okay. Black people are not the only people that suffer from slavery. Okay. All right. White people had white people enslaved. Asian people had fucking Arab people enslaved and other Asians enslaved. Arab people had motherfucking Africans enslaved. Africans had fucking white people enslaved at some point if you go back and you find the history. Okay. All right. There's a reason why it's called the Slavic people. You have a whole bunch of white people called Slavic. You know, hey, I mean, it's not too hard to see the word orientation there, right? So yeah, Astro, we will get to it. We'll get to it, brother. And again, listen. Y'all saying this, you gotta keep your hands to yourself. We know this, but now there's principle and there's practice, right? There's principle and there's practice. And where have black people ever said this before now? Where have black people ever said you got to keep your hands to yourself when a kid killed another black kid? It's never been said. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. He didn't have to do that. You say it all the time. Even with grown folks, hey, man, he had to take it that far, man. He had to kill shot it, though, bro. He had to kill the nigga, bro. They was fighting. He should have used his hands. I remember Freeway put it in his Freeway put it in his song. Freeway say niggas got the motherfucking fighting at the basketball court. Nigga up the pistol, killed them. You should have fought with your hands, be a man, right? But now we saying we're setting the precedence, bro. We're setting the precedence for children to kill children. This is what you niggas got to get out your emotion. Take the white boy out of the situation. And I don't mean no disrespect to Austin RP, right? But take the whiteness out of the situation. If two children got into a pushing, shoving, tussling match or whatever, and the other one killed the other one, no reasonable person will fucking say, oh, well, he should have kept his hands to himself. That's what you get. Grown folks, I can halfway understand. You're held to a different standard of responsibility and knowing, okay, the consequences as an adult. Okay. A child, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People fight. People fighting every day, B, and nobody getting killed. So now, setting it, let's see. Kids been killing other kids. This isn't new. It's just a trial in Texas, just like this one. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And Mr. Player made. Did we hear anything about it? No, because it wasn't a black and a white person. I know the trial you're talking about. They talking about the trial that's going on now that started either 2022, right? With the Hispanic kid and the white kid, right? Nobody was talking about it because it's not black and white. That's why we will get into that shit too. It's cool. Keep it 100. You know I'm gonna drop, brother. I'm going to drop the link. Y'all know me. I'm with all the smoke, brother. Whoever wants to come up when I drop the link, brother, it's open. You know me. I ain't gonna motherfucking say what I gotta say and don't let nobody have some pushback. Yeah, see, Mr. Playway, but why are we just now hearing about it after the black and white trial happened? See, y'all are setting up my premise for me. Listen, all this race shit, bro, black and white, that's the only thing that counts for real. Even the Stop Asian Hate shit where they was trying to claim black people was whooping all the Asian people, that shit didn't catch fire. It's not enough Asian people for it to, you know. But the black and white, though, that shit right there never gonna die. Slavery. Slavery. Okay? But let's get into my premise, right? So, white people. What's up, man? Shout out to the white people, man. White people have become the bad guy. White men, especially. Straight white men over the last, ever since the whole Trump run, bro. Hey, rough time, tough time. Okay? Evil fucking patriarchy and, you know, white supremacy and the white man and white privilege. The straight white man has been the face of that for at least now, what was that, 2016, right? 2016? Going on 10 years, 9 years running. Okay? White man bad. And hey, you can say, hey, it's the chicken coming home to roost. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Malcolm X. But now you got to take consideration to this shit where you've heard over a period of time that, hey, everything's your fault. You know, sort of kind of like the black man's been told, but we'll get back to that. We'll stay on the white folks right now. Everything's your fault. Everything's your fault. Everything's your fault. Racism, white supremacy, white privilege. You get things because you're white and you run the whole system and you're benefiting and you're this. But yet and still, like you say, hey, the people with the most fucking poor people, white people. Okay? The people that, you know, is people out here that definitely aren't fucking controlling any systems whatsoever and are trying to work within the system just to fucking make it. White people. They're more than everybody else in the motherfucking country combined. You combine all the other groups of people and we don't add up to fucking white people, right? So imagine you being here and now. You never ever seen a slave. You never ever seen a plantation. And yet everything is your fault. And you got to hear about slavery. And you got to hear about Jim Crow. And you got to hear about some shit that you never ever had anything to do with. Again, sort of kind of like black people, right? Now, the situation happens to where a white boy is killed by a black kid. All right? You've seen George Floyd. You've seen Trayvon Martin. You've seen Michael Brown. You've seen any police story as to where the white cop kills a black person. You've seen all this shit where, hey, all right, white man bad, and George Zimmerman wasn't even motherfucking white. Okay, he was like, he's Hispanic, clearly, but I guess like one of his dad was white or some shit. I think he was like part white, but you get it, right? And then, lo and behold, the roles are reversed. And now that the roles are reversed, a celebration happens. Okay? People turn the shit into a joke. People turn a white kid getting killed by a black kid into a joke. Now, am I saying that the shit didn't happen when the Trayvon Martin, and that's one of the instances I can remember specifically. Yeah, you had some, crazy fucking racist ass, extremist motherfuckers that was, Skittles and whatever and shit and all that, but that was a small percentage. And you had white people speaking out against it in mass, like, hey man, nah, this ain't it. We're not with that shit. It's not cool. Okay. We're not with it. See, you had the loud minority, but then you had the loud majority trying to drown out the loud minority. Okay. Oh, you taking up for the white man? No, I'm just keeping it 1,000. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm lying. Anything anywhere I say, tell me I'm fucking lying. That's nothing I got to do, right? Then we had the whole Back to Blue movement come, right? Hey, just follow the law. Just follow the law. Just follow the law. And you had your people that had that motherfucking actual philosophy and thing as to where, hey, if you were not breaking the law, you wouldn't be dealing with the police in the first place. I sort of kind of agree with that in most cases. Hey, if you don't break the law, for the most part, you don't got to deal with the police. Okay. But at the same time, you can always get racist and extremist people to weave within something. And now that becomes the small, loud minority. And any hint of racism turns everything into racism for white people. That's the one worst thing about being white. All you need is one motherfucking white person to yell out, hard R N word, like a pirate. All right. Now all of them racist. All of them. What Muhammad Ali said, hey, if there's a room full of snakes, 100 snakes, and only one of them or 10 of them, somebody give me the number if I'm wrong, but the minority of them are poisonous. Am I supposed to motherfucking give a chance to fucking determine which fucking snake is poisonous or non-poisonous, or do I just slam the door on all of them? And again, unfortunately for white people, their ancestors made that bed. Okay, there's still some black people living that lived through Jim Crow and racism and real live fucking racism and shit, right? Discrimination. All right. So again, I don't fault anyone that's would be a boomer now or older, possibly even Gen X or dependent, right? That has that attitude that's actually experienced true racism. I have nothing to say to you. Okay. You earned the right, you've experienced it. That's that. Okay. But what I know for a fact, for most of people my age, all right, or lower, millennials, all right, that shit wasn't getting down like that. Was not going down like that. Now, if you lived in a incredibly like racist town, like motherfucking a sundown town, you know what I learned about when I went to boot camp, I heard of this place called Vidor, Texas. The white boys told me and the black dudes told me, yeah, man, they say racist as hell in Vidor, man. He said at that time, he said they still had a billboard up saying, don't let the sun go down on your black ass in Vidor or some shit like that. That's what they told me, allegedly, right? So sundown towns and extremely racist places still exist. They always will. Okay? They always will, bro. They always will. That's the thing about racism. I don't think anybody that tells you they're going to end racism is lying. Anybody that has the idea or the belief that racism is going to end is delusional. Okay? Racism is a simple ideology that, hey, my group of people are better than your group of people simply off of fucking our groups. This is why I don't subscribe to white supremacy. There's no white person better than me, okay? Because they're white, not one. Okay? If Billy Bob from the motherfucking trailer park walks over here and, hey, boy, we're going to have some motherfucking rough and tough words after he's crazy enough to say that shit to me. Okay? All right? Even if motherfucking middle class Richard or whatever walks up to me and he thinks he can just get in front of me in line because I'm a black man, okay, he's going to have a very rude awakening swiftly. Okay. All right. It'll start off polite and it'll progress as it needs to progress. Okay. I don't put anyone fucking over me, bro, off of anything than hey, this person makes more money than me. This person is smarter than me. Okay. That's pretty much it. Maybe this person is stronger than me or whatever, depending. But other than that, bro, no. You feel me? This is why I say any person that subscribes to white supremacy and white supremacy, you the weak one. You're the person that believes that a white person has better opportunity and better chances than you. Just and when you actually put the shit to the test and you measure it, okay? People love to, well, you had cases where there were felon white men that were getting better jobs than non-felon black men. Okay, well, give us the details to the study. They give you these studies and they make these studies up, and I told you, why is it only black versus white? Why is it never fucking Hispanic versus white? Right? Why? Especially now that Hispanics have a higher population than we do. Why is it never Asian versus white? Huh? Asian people motherfucking flip the script and say, hey, look, bro, hey, we smart as hell. We've been getting these motherfucking your Ivy League institutions, and now y'all limiting our fucking chances because we're too smart or whatever. So hey, no, we're taking your ass to court. And so that too, man, there are avenues and there are things that still being used to this day. That if there is truly fucking racism, discrimination going on based off of race, ethnicity, things like that, you have recourse, right? Well, hey, my bad. I know I left that up. Yeah, man. See, no, they don't. Nobody in this country has been attacked like black people. Tommy, we gonna get to it, Tommy. We gonna get to it, brother. I got you. Why is it never high income blacks versus indigent blacks? Well, then there's classism. You can't do that. You as a black person that's doing well can't tell black people, hey man, we can do better. We can do this shit, right? No, man, you talk about that bootstrap shit. You a coon, you a step and fetch it. You tap dancing for the white man. You want to work for the white man. Well, 90% of people work for the white man. That's why I it's crazy to me anytime I start hearing these fucking sermons about the white man this, the white man that, the white man this, the white man that, and and the system and the this and so hey man, why is you accepting the white man dollars? Huh? Why you got your money in a white man bank? If you was really that pro-black and all that about blackity black because I'm black, y'all, why are you helping the white man so much? Right? But again, it's just talk, man. This shit sound good. Exactly. They collect them white paychecks every fucking week. Hey, you heard they said Target. They ain't say Walmart, Little Rock. Yep. White teacher teaching your kid. All this shit, the niggas swear. They sick and tired of the white man, right? But white people had the situation happen, and now you got black people, the majority, on some nana and boo-boo shit. You get what you get. You put your hands on me, you touch me, you FAFO. And again, man, these are children. That's what's making this shit so fucking visceral. And this is why I'm seeing now it's starting to it's not that it's more racist white people, is that the non-racist white people just shut the fuck up. Because hey man, listen, if y'all gonna start fucking trolling and celebrating this shit now, fuck y'all. At the end of the day, bro, all this shit, the racism shit is more tribalism. If shit was to go down today, you're gonna find the people that look like you, and that's the side you're gonna be on. As much as I hate the motherfucking prison motherfuckers, the prison shit or whatever, prison politics is really how it is in motherfucking real life when you get into the most primal of situations. When everything is motherfucking survival and survival of the fittest and whatever, you get with the group like you and y'all motherfucking figure that shit out, right? it becomes to a level of so much disrespect and some shit that's so wild, the way it's like, hey man, y'all wilding, but they wilding too. So you know what? Shit, I'm just gonna pull back. Shit, I'm in the same situation. I'm not on none of that pro-black shit, man. But yeah, if white folks started motherfucking trolling and talking all this shit and whatever, so on and so forth, hey, they asking for it, give it to them. They asking for it, give it to them. So we finally had this thing, man, but you don't understand and realize again, bro, there are more fucking white people. What? I think it's 4 times more white people than black? 4 or 5. Somebody correct me in the chat, right? It's at least 4 times more white people than black people. So their loud minority, okay, could still be fucking more than our total. So when you get the white people that's out of the way to be like, hey man, y'all saying some wild shit too, man. This shit is too far. The best thing I saw was the meme of Edward Norton. They had a fucking thing of Edward Norton where they started out with him smiling, then smiling less, you know, frowning, and then his character in fucking American History X, right? But then black people pointed out in American History X that his own people, you know, turned against him and you know, took his butt, hit him with the Fleece Johnson, and he had to depend upon the black people to survive. Right? Shout out to black people for pointing that out. But you get what I'm saying, right? It's real easy to be motherfucking black pilled or turned extremists in this situation. I saw this movie clip. I forget what it was. I think it was Matt Damon. If somebody knows this movie, give it to me. And they were saying, he's saying this is the math of killing an insurgent, where he said 4 minus 2 equals 10 or some shit like that, right? 4 minus 2 equals 10. And he explained as to how those 2 people killed were insurgents, and those insurgents had, you know, pretty much the 5 degrees of separation of people that were thinking about it. But now, since you as an American killed their brother, their cousin, their whatever, right? Now you've bloomed, you know what I'm saying? Instead of subtracting 2 people, you multiply the shit times fucking, what did I say? 4, right? So that's how 4 minus 2 equals fucking 10. Right? Well, what would be 5? Well, yeah, whatever. You get what I'm saying? The end result. Same thing here. They're good people on both sides. And I'm pretty sure if I saw some shit where it was just blatant racism and white people wilding out and whatever, man, fuck them motherfuckers, bro. We'll get my motherfucking, you know, get my Kofi, motherfucking join the motherfucking FBA tribe and you know. But yeah. If you thought to put on a jersey, Carmelo suited up on the field every weekend. If you tough to put, oh yeah. And Astro, we got to stop that, bro. You saw him. There's no way that boy is 130 pounds. You saw him, bro. He's not 130 pounds, bro. We saw him. That boy is not 130 pounds. Y'all are going by the police report, which I don't know if they did that by license or driver's license. And you know, the driver's license shit stay the same until you actually update it, right? Sounds like it was a driver's license information that they took from his driver's license, from his ID, right? Versus what it is now. The boy has a motherfucking Max Preps page. They say he's 5'9" or 5. Actually, I think it says 5'11" now and 180 pounds. Can we stop that? Yeah, what are you talking about? Yeah. 160 or 180. 160 or 180. Matter of fact, we'll pull it up. Hold up. Let me see. Carmelo Anthony Max Preps. Max Preps. There we go. No. Yeah, what are we talking about, bro? Stop it. It's right here. Can we stop this? Black people. Again, I say this, man. When you do shit in bad faith, everybody gets fucked over because all you're doing is being disingenuous. And I'm gonna get to the white folks too, because the white folks doing the same shit at this point. All this news about them buying a new house, that shit is false. That's been disproven. Buying a new car, Escalade or whatever, that shit's been disproven. But again, like I said, these are the extremists putting out the shit to ignite the motherfucking race war. that the media needs to go on in order to fucking generate money, to generate views, to generate a whole bunch of shit, right? But as you can see right here, let me blow this up for y'all, man. All right, can we stop with the fucking 5'9", 130 pound shit? Okay, this is Carmelo Anthony, Centennial. This is him. All right, 5'11", 162 pounds. Okay, can we stop the 5'9", 130? Can we as black people agree from this point on to stop saying 5'9", 130? My guess is they took the 5'9", 130 from the ID he had. You know, teenagers get IDs at what? In most states, I think you start your ID out at what, 16, 15, but I know for sure 16. Okay, so at 16 years old, 5'9", 130 is a whole lot more than, again, I think he's a senior this year. I saw him walk out of that courtroom. That's not fucking 5'9", 130. Though, Will, it changes a lot. It changes a lot because people are using this to justify him being afraid. So people are using the size difference between Austin Metcalf, which is 6 foot 225, right? 6 foot 225, 6 feet, which would be a 1 inch, and then what's that? 60-pound difference though. So I can give you hardly the weight, but again, this ain't no brolic ass dude, bro. Right? This guy wasn't. I'm looking at him in these pictures, and 220 looks like it may be a little over, but we're even giving that 6 foot 220. Let me bring his up to be fair. Real time. Let's see. Austin Metcalf. Damn, they remove it. No, here you go, right here. It's 200. So what are we talking about? 200 pounds. So that's even better. 200 pounds, 40 pound different, one inch. So what are we talking about here, people? So, Dub, to answer your question, it matters a lot because they claim he was intimidated by the size of Austin Metcalf. We're going to address everything point by point by point. Black people are saying it was justified for Carmelo Anthony to stab Austin Metcalf and take his life. Now, let me say this. I do not think he purposely intended to murder that kid. Using a knife, yeah, can kill somebody. I'm not taking that away. Okay? But there are people that use knives all the time and just cut people and don't kill them. Okay? There are more people that get cut by knives than killed. Okay? There are more people that get cut and stabbed by knives and survive than die. Okay? So I don't think, and I know for a fact, Carmelo Anthony did not have the training. Okay? He was a fucking knife expert as to where he purposely knew, hey, his heart's right here. I'm gonna get him up out of there and go. Right? I do not believe that. I still believe and know he's wrong for using a knife over a push. All right? But I do not believe that he intentionally planned to fucking kill him. Another thing too, on Play the Tape, we all keep saying, oh, the man that's representing their family, I think it's the pastor, the preacher, whoever it is, told y'all they didn't know each other. All this shit y'all keep talking about, where it was a party before and they had a fist fight and this and the other. Do you understand? And he said this, Mama. Let him tell you. If you say that, do you understand that's premeditated murder now? You understand? Y'all niggas don't even understand the legal system enough to where y'all are hurting the case of Carmelo Anthony for anything self-defense related. If you had prior beef or prior instances with someone and you knew them, okay, and you knew they were going to be at a place, so you armed yourself for a confrontation, that's premeditated. Yeah, you keep saying heavyweight. Y'all keep, this ain't boxing. It's not boxing. This is not boxing. This is not boxing. This is just regular life, people. I know weight classes and whatever. How many niggas done told me on here they can beat my motherfucking ass? So I can't accept that. I done had too many strangers on the internet that's never seen me in person, don't know what I'm capable of, don't know how strong I am, don't know how good I can fight, don't know none of this shit. Tell me for years I'll beat your motherfucking ass. And I told niggas, bro, I'm 6'5", everything from what 255 to my heaviest was 290. So I don't want to hear that excuse. I'm not gonna let y'all give the excuse of, oh, he too big, when niggas tell a real life motherfucking big nigga. Thank you. That too. Lil Rob, you gonna get into that too, brother. You gonna get into that too. Because people want to use all this shit, man. Yeah, exactly. But Tommy, niggas say, so that's what I'm saying. I know niggas say anything, but it's the same attitude in person. Oh, I'm saying what difference does it make in the case of self-defense versus murder? They could say they could be the same size and self-defense could still apply. Okay, well, no. I'm not saying it. Well, no. It's the argument, right? So put yourself, take this out of the what's name, put ourselves in a courtroom, right? Put yourself on the side of the defense, put yourself on the side of the prosecution, and then think about you trying to convince the jury, okay? At the end of the day, most likely this will be a jury trial. You're trying to convince 12 people on the jury that he either acted in self-defense or he didn't act in self-defense. A size disparity is something that's going to bolster the side of self-defense. I feared for my life. He's way bigger than me. So if I say he's 5'9", 130, and the other guy is 200 pounds, 220, I mean, I'm sorry, 6 foot, 200 pounds, that's a 70 pound advantage in what? Still, it's 3 inches versus fucking 2, but just the 130 pounds is what everybody's going to catch everybody's eye. That's why I think everybody kept rolling with that. And mind you, it was on the police report. It was on the police report. I'm not taking that away. Well, nigga, you said follow the police report, nigga. And that's why I'm telling you, more likely than not, for the fucking police report, they used an ID that he had. Okay? The information, they don't ask you how tall are you. All right? They don't ask you how tall are you. You know what I'm saying? What's your weight? They don't ask you that shit. They go by whatever fucking identification they have. Okay? At hand. All right? So, in the self-defense case, the size will help bolster your argument that my client was in fear for his life due to the increased size and overpowering that could happen due to the other person. So this is why he felt the need to pull out a weapon and use it. Okay? That's why. And if you take that away for the prosecution, hey, this is a football player. He was a captain of the football team. So if you're the captain of the football team, that means you're pretty decent at the very least, right? This guy plays football. They say he had some offers and shit. I don't know if it was offers for what's the name, whatever. I don't even say that because I don't know what the offers were for. But clearly, he's an active athlete in a very, very violent sport. He's used to contact. He's used to playing against people larger than him. So you can't use the excuse that he felt like he was going to be overpowered by somebody that's what, 1 inch taller and a couple of pounds heavier than him. That's not going to work. I'm in the prosecution. If you try to, now the prosecution's not going to bring that up. Well, most likely, unless they try to say he feared for his life. But I can tell you this: they anything concerning contact, where they be like, hey, he is a football player. Okay. They're gonna probably pick up a couple of his highlights where he's going up against a person that's way bigger than him, tackling people way bigger than him. So again, take the emotions out of it. I'm reaching. How am I reaching? You're reaching, Mr. Fantastic. You can't say the police report is facts and then try to tell us the prep site is facts too. Nah, gang. Well, what you mean, brother? I'm telling you. Yes, I can. I just told you. I explained it. So now you're not. So we're gonna get to that too. Trey lying. Trey, you don't know what you're talking about. That's false. So yeah, here we go. Well, let's get to. So first off, Mr. Player Made, brother, am I wrong? Is the police gonna ask me what's my height and weight, or are they gonna take my ID and record the information on my ID? Answer the question. Chat participation. When you get locked up by the police, if they ask you your weight and height, okay? Now, if they fucking just take down your ID information, 1. If they ask you your weight and height, 2. Chat participation. Let's do this. Yeah, but we gonna get to this, bro. Now it's another claim. It was 2 versus 1 people, fam. No evidence, no testimony. Nobody, and it's 4 different testimonies, 3 to 4 different testimonies, one of which was his friend, okay, the person he knew, that says it was 2-on-1. You niggas are spreading misinformation. Okay? You're spreading misinformation. That don't match up with none of the shit. And then I know y'all listening to this damn crackhead that's clearly lying. But again, the brother told you. The brother had his back turned. He didn't even know he was stabbed. So how are you going to have your back turned to somebody that you're actively jumping? Make no sense. What are we talking about? Another one, 2v1. None of the fucking report supports that. 2v1. None of the fucking report supports that. But because you niggas are emotionally involved, and y'all are proving my point, and this is why I love the black people. I need the black people to be in here to show and prove the point of what I'm talking about. Y'all are so obsessed with getting back at the white man, you don't give a fuck about the facts. Y'all don't care. Even this boy dead ass wrong for taking a life for, again, responding with a push, with a stab. I'm going to ask Sophie more chat participation. And I want your honest answer. I want your honest answer. His brother said when we talked to him, he's talking about everybody in the group. Everybody in the tent asked him, said something. It wasn't just him. It's everybody. So no. So another honest answer. I need your answer. This is your son, your little brother, right? Your nephew, someone that's near and dear close to you. Okay? He's the person that gets stabbed. All right? He gets stabbed and he dies. You come to find out that he pushed a kid and the kid stabbed him and killed him. One, for that nigga deserved that shit. That's what the fuck he get. Two, hey man, he might have went a little too far. Chat participation. Remember, one, he deserved that shit. That's what the fuck he get. Two, hey man, he just pushed him. He didn't have to go that far. He didn't have to kill him. Chat participation, goddammit. Come on, let's see. I want to see how many of you niggas gonna be like, yeah, man, fuck that little nigga. He should have never put his hands on him. I want to see it. Where the ones at? No ones? No ones. Where the ones at? No, Astro, I need a 1 or a 2, fam. No. I need a 1 or a 2. You've been rocking too hard in the chat. We finally got 1-1. I need a 1 or a 2. Trey, we got 1. King picks the troll. I don't even trust you. Here we go. Ian, so 1. Okay. 2 1s. 1 was he deserved that shit. That's what the fuck he get. 2 was, hey man, he went a little too far. He had to kill him. 1. Oh, so the people that didn't hear it. So I'm gonna give the scenario again. We got three 1s out of all the 2s. So I'm gonna ask the question again to the people. If this was your son, your nephew, your little brother, somebody very close to you, a young man, a child, a person under the age of 18, okay, that got into a fucking altercation, okay, you find out that he was killed, all right, and then the explanation to you as to how he was killed is that he pushed the boy and the boy retaliated by stabbing him to death. 1, he deserved that shit. That's what the fuck he get. 2, nah, man, he went too far. He didn't have to kill him. Astro say 1.5. I don't believe you niggas is lying. Y'all niggas is lying. There's never no way, bro. Your son, especially, even your son, your brother, the only thing I halfway see you having that for would be your nephew, right? But your child, bro, you find out your motherfucking child was stabbed over a push, you never gonna fucking explain. You're never gonna fucking say that shit. You'll be able to stand up in front of your fucking family and say, hey, you know, it's fucked up that he's gone, but it's his fault. That's basically what you're doing now. You understand? You will have to stand up in front of that funeral and be like, hey, we're here today burying our son, our brother, our whatever, because he refused to keep his hand to himself. And, you know, hey, kids can kill kids. Fuck it. It is what it is. Of course, it's not bias. It's common sense. And that's what's going on with the fuck. Y'all don't want the motherfucking white man or the white people or whatever. They have the same fucking attitude. Kids, it's not okay for kids to kill kids. That's the point, man. These are kids. These are both fucking minors. Both people under 18 years old. Dub Will, I'm not gonna be the same for even bro. I don't care. Y'all know I don't fuck with the little street niggas at all. Okay, I'm not a fan of the YN. But if you tell me one of the boys was fighting, they tussling, they doing shit that kids do, fight with hands, and somebody pulled out a fucking knife and jugged them and killed them, I'll be like, bro, that's some whole shit. That's fucked up. It don't have to be my kid. It's any kid. Two kids fighting, and it wasn't even a fight. It was a push. One push. One push. This ain't, hey, you get stomped out, you getting beat out, you know, you on the verge of dying. You hearing the music and shit. Ain't that now? This ain't playing in the background. You ain't hearing this. None of that. It's just a push now. Shout out to Mojo for the 20 ball. Greatly appreciate. Oh shit, I missed one. You know, not then. Shout out to Mojo for the 20 ball. Greatly appreciate you, bro. Let's see what you got to say. So I'm stacking this bank. Ain't nothing but some money. Once you aggress somebody, you don't control how they react. So yes, Carmelo overreacted, but that doesn't mean it's okay to push on people, especially when you have no idea who they are. And again, brother, I agree. I agree completely, totally, wholeheartedly. But now, are we allowing? And are we setting the precedence that it's okay for children to make adult decisions of killing someone, of taking a life? You know how we say that's for grown folks only? I would like to say taking another person's life over something as simple as a push is for grown folks only. That's reserved for grown people. You know how we don't like kids cussing and shit, right? Like kids can't buy cigarettes, like kids can't buy alcohol, like kids can't buy marijuana. So like we have things that's a cutoff for adults and is reserved for adults only. I would like to say making that executive decision where this is egregious enough for me to take a life should be reserved for adults only. No, fantastic, but people need to teach their kids to show other people respect, whether it be physical or verbal. Otherwise, you accept the rules. Now, I'm going to ask you niggas another fight, because everybody keeps saying this, okay? Everybody keeps saying this. Most of y'all my age. Everybody here, for the most part, is the 80 babies or older, right? Or at least in their 20s, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you were ever taught, keep your hands to yourself. 1 for yes, you were taught. 2, no, you were raised by wolves and savages. Chat participation. Let's go. Let's see. Put a 1 in the chat if you were ever taught, keep your hands to yourself. Okay, 1. 2, no, you were never taught that. You know what I'm saying? Chat participation, maximum participation. Let's go. Let's see. We're going to do a real-time experiment. That's why I love doing these real-time experiments. Okay, now, put a 1 in the chat if you've ever, after being taught to keep your hands to yourself, that you didn't keep your hands to yourself, that you pushed somebody, that you punched somebody, that you made physical contact with somebody. Put a 1 in the chat. Most fucking men is going to be fucking 1. Because you have this wonderful thing called testosterone, to where you are inclined by your hormones and by the structure that's set up in male dominance. Okay? To prove yourself, and if you find a certain level of disrespect or you're threatened in a certain way, to retaliate physically. Now, you're penalizing all young boys with the threat of death being the outcome for regular boy activities. This is why that don't apply. For grown ass men, I'm with it. Hey, you put your hands on a motherfucker, another grown man, bro, you know what come with that. Fully understand it. You're held accountable. That's an executive decision for you to make. For you to put your hands on that man, and for him, if he want to fucking send your ass to the Lord. Okay? All right, sorry for the people like my man Dub Will. Now, Dub Will, why didn't you kill him? All you people that retaliated now to the Carmelo, so y'all would be Carmelo. How many of y'all, okay? How many of y'all killed the motherfucker for putting their hands on you? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Why? Because we know, all right, outside of fucking protecting your own life, man, or the people around you from imminent danger, it's not cool to kill, bruh. It's not just okay to kill somebody over some arbitrary as a fucking push, even a punch. Okay? This is why I keep telling y'all, everybody saying this stand your ground shit. Please look up the stand your ground cases lost versus won. There's very few and far in between. Most stand your ground cases are lost. Y'all can't just say shit, bro. Get your feelings out of this. Okay? The best way I can tell black people to look at this shit, bro, take the white boy out of it. If you take the white boy out of it, niggas come back to life, back to reality. But because it's a white boy involved, oh man, no, fuck it, man. He deserved that shit, man. He should have kept his hand to himself. Yeah. You get what you get. All lives matter. You know how fucking enraging that would be, bro? If white folks was doing that. If a white kid stabbed a black kid, okay? And I know y'all saying it's the same case, but not the same case. It's a Mexican. Or I don't want to say a Mexican. It's a Hispanic kid. Which again, remember, this happened in 2022. We never heard about it until now, until we use this as a case to parallel to the cases going on now, right? White kid stabbed and killed a Hispanic kid. Didn't make headlines. Never heard of it until now. Again, because the white Hispanic, the white Asian, the white Arab, the white Indian, the white anything other than black does not matter. No one cares. It's not headline worthy. Thank you, Sozon. If a white boy had did this to a black kid, first and foremost, there would be no way around it of it being racist. Racist. He did it because he's racist. Just like y'all said, the little boy was racist simply because he got into an altercation with Carmelo. Yeah, man, white folks always think they can take shit over. It's his white supremacy. He was trying to establish his white supremacy over Carmelo, and he fucked around and found out. Brother, what? Y'all know how many times I done seen niggas press white boys? You know the worst person to be on a basketball court is the only white boy? A football field? If you like, be a fucking football player to tell you this. Be a non-fucking O lineman, D lineman, white boy or quarterback. See how you get treated on the football field. See the crazy ass shit you gonna hear on the football field. You a white running back. You a white receiver. Anything other than slot. You a white DB. On paper, one person attacks another person. The accosted stabs the aggressor. Nobody even blinks. Well, yeah, until it's kids. Until it's kids. Trey, the reason why this is egregious because of kids. If it was two grown people, this wouldn't be as in. I don't even think white people would respond as much. If it was a grown black man, and this happened like, let's say even a college, right? This happened at a high school event. We gonna get to that too. Okay, we definitely gonna get to that. Oh, what are we doing, man? Yeah. Well, damn, it's kind of fucked up, but I'm sorry. White people don't get mad. But this is the traditional fucking thing I play to motivate people to hit the like button. So I'm not being funny. I'm not trolling. Again, go back and look at some of my other videos. Whenever we don't get the likes up, all right. If you lie, you steal, you kill. So okay, this is not a fucking, don't fucking come burning no cross in front of my house because I'm gonna shoot you.
Take off, record. Real more shit, man. That's why more bodies, man. Darn more bodies right now, man. That real more shit, man. G up in the building, man.
Hey, and don't you niggas steal my shit and start using it either. Okay? Don't you niggas start stealing my shit and using it. All right? Did none of you niggas know about the Murder Man dance before me? Been doing this shit now for what, y'all? 4 years. When I ever said I got back, so 3. Don't play with me. But nah, man, that too, right? So it's this thing of where it's fuck around to find out he got what he deserved, keep your hands to yourself, all this shit, man, right? And it's just this shit as to where everybody bringing up Kyle Rittenhouse, which again, let's walk down the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Kyle Rittenhouse, this is nothing to do because we got a stabbing, we got a shooting. Stabbing, shooting. Stabbing, shooting. Kyle Rittenhouse did not transport any motherfucking firearm across state lines. He came across state lines and his friend already had the rifle there waiting for him. He didn't bring it with him. First off, that's one of the first things you niggas lie about. 2, the 3 people Kyle Rittenhouse shot, 2 died. 1, clearly, you can see chasing him as he's running. He already know he has a firearm, right? Kyle Rittenhouse retreats. The man runs towards him, tries to grab the gun. I don't want to say he actually grabbed the gun, but he had gunshot residue on his hand as he sticks out to grab a gun. Anyone that's ever fucking been given any type of gun training, first thing you're told is never let anyone else get control of your gun because that's literally your life. If someone is reaching for your gun or attempting to take your gun for them, you have to have the mentality they're going to try to use it against you and kill you. Okay? So therefore, if someone fucking sees you with a gun, all right, and they proceed to pursue you, chase you, run at you, that lets you know right there they have fucking the murderous intent because this motherfucker clearly don't even care about their own life. So if they get to you, they're going to disarm you and then do something to you with your own gun. Okay? First dude, bald head guy, again, white man. All the people that Kyle Rittenhouse harmed were white too, by the way. Okay? First white man, bald white man that had been convicted of doing sexual harm to children. Okay? And mind you, and before the video started, the white boy was saying nigga more than any niggas around. Okay? Any other white person, racist, right? But niggas was taken up for a white boy saying nigga that was a fucking child predator, convicted. Okay? Pow, dead. He takes off running because people, hey, shot somebody. It is what it is. He gone. Running. Next person he encounters, he's running. He turns around. This person has an actual firearm ready to shoot him. Well, he falls, has a firearm ready to shoot him. By the grace of God, Kyle didn't miss. 100%, 3 for 3. Bow! Turns his whole motherfucking arm into spaghetti meat. with the gun that he had to shoot him. It's in question whether he was a felon and he was able to have the gun in the first place or whatnot, what have you. But either way, he didn't die. But Kyle literally saved his own life by shooting the man that was trying to shoot him. Okay? Third man, Kyle begins running again. You done got rid of the motherfucker that's done tried the motherfucking, you know. And now you get the motherfucker where you on the ground, you fall, you get attacked, and he tries to hit you with a skateboard. Skateboard versus gun, gun wins. Shoots him, get his ass up out of there. All right, get him right on up out of there. And there we go. Hold, did I play? Shout out to my man Mojo. My bad. Hold up. I didn't play your super chat, brother. Appreciate you. You're philosophically, for the 10, appreciate you, brother. You're philosophically correct, but the work doesn't run on philosophy. Generally speaking, I don't give a fuck about the race thing. I tell my wife the same thing when she has road race because she can't fight. I'm kind of confused because, but still, your wife will be an adult. And even still, like you said, you're telling your wife the right thing to where, hey, you hop out that car, it may cost you your life. Your wife has a decision and has the capability of making that decision as a grown adult. Okay, I don't think anyone would be outraged or enraged if your wife was to succumb from, you know, a road race accident and that way she made a decision. Again, we can't take the matter out that this is involving children. That's my whole, that's the basis of my whole argument. Okay, grown adults, man, we talking about adults outside of a school setting or whatever. You got adults, this shit happen every day. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. But the fact of the matter, bro, like I said, we got kids, we got young kids. You don't want to set that precedence for kids. Is it to be the norm to where, hey, somebody can put their fucking hands on you and you can get their ass up out of here? That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to a man, Hal Bird, for the 10. Appreciate you. Teens fight, argue, bully, jump. We can't tell our kids if you get into any altercation with anybody, then go Rambo mode. The basketball course would be a graveyard. How many fights? Shout out, bro. Listen. Y'all, again, I know the football niggas think, you know, shit is whatever and so on and so on. Y'all have no idea how many fights. 90% of the fights I got in my life been over a basketball game. In a basketball game. Most of my fights have come from basketball games. Do you know just how much and how quick motherfuckers will die? How many people will be dead if every time somebody touch somebody in a basketball game, like, you know, a push and shoving match? And I'm not talking, of course, not regulation, but like a pickup game, right? At a gym, at outside, inside, rec center, whatever. You know how many people will be dead, bro? If we set the precedence of that, and we know who plays most of the basketball. So again, please understand the precedence that you're setting. If you're allowing this shit and you're promoting, it's okay to kill somebody because you got pushed. Okay? So we're just gonna let people hurt other people, and if you can't fight, too bad, get hurt. Well, Astro, I mean, that's the way life is, brother. People lose fights every day, B. People lose fights every day, but you live to fight another day, brother. I think fighting is a natural occurrence of like just human being life. The most men, I would like to say at least 51% of men have been in some type of fight in his lifetime. As a male, you're gonna fight. So unless we're going to fucking outlaw fighting and go back to fucking, you know, just equal knife fights, brother. No, this is the horrible premise, bro. Yeah, what are we talking about here? You gonna get your ass whooped, or you gonna face, you have to fight for your life in jail or juvie. You know better what? Trey, you ever got in a fight in high school? I seen plenty of high school fights. Hell, I got jumped in high school. Well, no, fighting is outlaw. I mean, for the most part, for kids, I know kids getting fights every day. They're not prosecuting kids for fighting even in school at this point. Unless it's just a real bad thing. Kids, you get in a fight, you still get suspension. You get to come back to school and hey, it is what it is. If it's just a fist fight. So no, fist fighting isn't outlawed. Hell, it's way more fights that get happen and nobody goes to jail or nothing gets reported than there is too, Doug Will. So come on. Okay. Let's be honest here. Yeah, bro. Listen, I told y'all, as a grown man, bro, I hadn't had a fair fight as a grown man. Even them basketball court shit I was telling y'all about, because I'm the biggest nigga on the court, niggas, you know, I get into it with one nigga, it's two of them. Yeah, that's again, shout out to Flip Cool. We just imagine, like I said, imagine the fucking, by this logic, the number of black kids, bro, that would die from this. I'm gonna get to that too, though. Well, actually, shout out Flip. This is a good. Now, white people, what we not gonna do, okay, is this: black people have this natural propensity to violence, and I replied to a white teacher that molested a child. You know that shit right there, getting no fucking getting no national coverage whatsoever, and we're seeing more and more of these female white teachers, okay, molesting these students, but somehow it's not a national news thing, and it's not big enough, it's not happening enough. But you know, I was simply talking about that she was a woman. I wasn't even talking about she was a white woman, because a black woman just got convicted for it in the jails. She was like a jail counselor, and another black teacher got convicted. I think late last year. So I was talking about the women overall. Since I would say summertime last year, all the stories I've seen, okay, have been women molesting students. Okay, some motherfucking stupid ass white dude. What are you saying? White people, black people are violent. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What does it have anything to fucking do with what I'm talking about, bro? I won't even bring up the fucking race issue. You trying to start some motherfucking what's name shit? Listen, white folks, listen, bro. I'm not in the race war, bro. Okay, all right. You don't want me to get in it, all right? Because I'm hurt your feelings, and you're not gonna do nothing to me, all right? You're just gonna be mad for the rest of your day, and now you're gonna learn some facts about white folks you didn't know, or you knew and you didn't want to be reminded of. So please keep me out of the race war, bro. All right? I'm as the down the middle person on this shit and most shit in life, bro. Okay. All right. But please don't come to me with the motherfucking white versus black shit, because again, I keep up with a whole bunch of stats. All right, whole bunch of them. And what I've come to find here within the last 2 weeks is, if you look up what do you call that shit, y'all? Bestiality. All right. Niggas may be violent, may throw them hands. All right, but you'll be surprised how many people out here fucking dogs. I was surprised. I only saw one type of person. But anyway. But nah, before that, what was I saying? Hold on, what did I Flip Cool? Oh yeah, the propensity to violence thing. Bro, again, there are 40 something million black people, between what, 42, 46. Somebody correct me in the chat, right? Is it 46 or 42 million? How many black people are there currently? Yeah, another one. See, that's the latest one, Young Jay. No, Creed is not my Creed. Chill out. Gee, Creed. Whoa. Creed. The Creed. Come on. 50 plus million? No, it's not that many. Hold on, brother. No, it's not 50 million black people, brother. You see. Yeah, 41. Like I said, well, 2023. Let's see, 2024. 2024. Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, shit. Well, damn. 2024, the estimated black African American population in the U.S. is around 48.3 million. Okay, so 48. Okay, cool. So 48 million people, 48 black people, 48 million black people. Okay. Now, out of that motherfucking 48 million black people, all right, per year, what is it? 5,000 murders or something like that, right? And fights, let's just say fucking, I don't know. Anyway, in order for it to be fucking 1% of that, okay, you need 400,000, a combination of murders, right? And fights. Okay? Murders and fights. I don't think we're getting that combined. I know for sure, not even close in murders, right? So the thing about it is, you guys like to overrepresent and over exaggerate a problem that everybody has, and I do agree. Still, Black people definitely have a certain level of violence against each other we need to work on. Okay, but 99% of Black people are not involved in violence, criminality. It's about the numbers. Okay, it's about the numbers, and because we like to share fights, we like to share people pulling out guns, and we like to share, the ratchetness and shit like this and so on and so forth. White people use the same shit that we use for entertainment and fun and clicks and likes and views as fucking, see, proof, see, right there it is. Well, again, white people, 48 million, okay, 1% of that would be 400,000, all right? Okay, I think it's just over 400,000 Black men in prison. All right, so if they're in prison, I mean, they ain't really out here, committing crimes. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to commit crimes on the public when you in prison, right? But to find that many of, non-in-prison criminals is just going to be, my bad, man. Let me get to these. Greatly appreciate y'all on the super chats. Shout out to a man, Little Rock, 2517, man. A1 Day 1 in the building for the 5. Notice how we are serious about the Second Amendment, and we say restraint than just getting emotional and letting shots fly. These people are crazy. Yeah, man, you would never suggest to a person that's a gun owner, bro, just to you let shots loose, bro, because you know what's going to come from that. Shout out to Mojo again for another 10. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Telling people that they have to react in a reasonable way when they're subject of the aggression just seems backwards to me. We should be teaching people to expect the worst if you start the shit. Well, no, there both things are happening, Mojo. Even when you learn any type of martial arts or boxing or whatever, for the most part, and the people teach the kids, they teach you, hey, don't be the person to start it, but be the person to finish it, right? And please understand, I think, like you said, when you say we were taught, keep your hands to yourself, the part of that keep your hands to yourself is keep your hands to yourself because you don't know what a person is going to do if you put your hands on them. So it's already taught. It's a package. It's a package explanation to keep your hands to yourself, brother. So I think we're definitely already aware of knowing this, but as human beings, they're going to come situations as to where, especially again with males, to where there's going to be physical altercations. Okay, you know how many people I had to beg motherfuckers, please let him go. Just please, don't hold him back. Get your hands off me. Don't touch me, but let him go, please. Let him go. Calmly. I had this. I'll never forget this shit. It was an old ass Puerto Rican dude, right? And come to find out, this motherfucker was racist, right? Well, he said some racist shit. Either way, right? So I was walking around to people that never been on the boat before and showing them the shit or whatever because I was a berthing fucking PO or some shit, right? So basically making sure the berthing get cleaned up every day, while we on the boat, trash took out, all this shit, right? Motherfuckers not stinking, all that kind of crazy shit. And I walked the people around to the fucking bathrooms. And I'm like, hey, yeah, man, bathrooms and shit, whatever. We sharing this bathroom. So they assign you a bathroom while you're on the boat. So You got dumbass fucking inspections, zone inspections and shit. So you have to make sure that the shit is like, you know, clean, like not a whole bunch of toilet paper and whatever and shit or whatever. So I'm just walking around. We just got on the boat. Okay. I ain't used the motherfucking bathroom or the head, as you say in the Navy, or none of this shit. And of course, I opened up one of the stalls and some nasty ass motherfucker hadn't flushed the toilet. So I asked one of the dudes, hey man, flush that, just, you know, like put your foot on it. You ain't gotta touch it, bro. Just put your foot on it and flush the toilet. Do you know this motherfucker was oh so mad, and he made up in his mind that I took a shit and I made you flush the toilet? And I'm like, bro, what? So he made that as his excuse to go off and do all this shit. You think you big? You think you this, you that? You blah, 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 with a motherfucking Puerto Rican accent. And I'm like, I didn't say none of this shit, bro. This you, but please, bro, let this motherfucker go. When we get back to Jacksonville, you're gonna find out. I said, oh, really? I said, oh, so we doing this when we get back home on land. I said, please, brother. Please. All you gotta do is tell me, bro. We'll pull right on off base, and bro, whatever disruption you want to have, we can have. Mind you, this motherfucker is my age or older. He joined the Navy old as shit to try and get, you know what I mean, whatever. Right? Old as a motherfucker. And he's 5'3", 5'4", right? So when a motherfucker like that talking shit to me, I already think you definitely trying to motherfucking stab or cut or something. And you Hispanic or Latino, you know they got some type of motherfucking blade on them or some shit. So I'm like, all right, bro, you gonna, you know what I mean, whatever. I mean, I would suggest you go ahead and get out of the way right now, because we get back on land, bro. Hey, I promise you going in the motherfucking ambulance. All right, not ambulance, the ambulance. It's a difference. All right, motherfucker say they're gonna put you in the ambulance. He tell you gonna put you in that motherfucking ambulance. Hey, you better leave him alone. All right. Word to the wise. If look here, buddy. All right, you want an ambulance ride? FAFO, okay? The motherfucker tell you, hey, look here, motherfucker. Don't leave them motherfucker no goddamn ambulance now. Oh, say it again, brother. Ambulance. You heard the fuck I said, nigga. Ambulance. Hey, yeah, you got it, man. I don't no problem. I don't no trouble. Motherfucker say ambulance. I may oblige. I may engage in fisticuffs. But we say that goddamn motherfucker ambulance. No, he either got a blade or he pow. Don't say fantastic didn't teach you nothing. My bad. Shout out to Mo for your mom for the fire. Appreciate you, brother. Whoa, wait, what, brother? What? There's a song called White Girls F Dogs by Rusty Cage. What the fuck is this? I don't want that in my brother. If I was to search that, and no, brother, you're not finna have motherfucking FBI kicking my door down. Get on the ground now. Shout out to Mojo for another 5. Appreciate you, brother. Racist whites are using situations to confess their racial biases that they already hold. It's easy to tell. Mojo, I agree. That's why I said that. Mojo, I'm telling you, that's what I'm telling you. This is what I surmise are happening. This is my assessment of the situation. Usually you have white people that drowned out the motherfucking racist ass white folks. Okay? As in a lot of situations. And shout out to the non-racist white folks that never get the fucking credit, the majority of people that exist. And, you know, you're going about your regular white life, you know what I'm saying? Not thinking about her doing anything wrong to black people. But, you know, as soon as something go wrong, now you're racist. All right, shout out to y'all, right? But what I'm telling you is the visceral fucking loudness of a majority of black people saying all this crazy wild shit has had the sensible people saying, hey, fuck it, let them have it. Fuck it. No, I'm gonna sit this one out. There's gonna be a time, man, when some shit that's so extreme happens where the fucking non-extreme people just leave it alone. They let them have it because, again, now it's like, hey, I may not agree with these motherfuckers, bro, but hell no, we ain't no bitch. We ain't no punk now. We ain't finna. I can't fucking, you know, I can't support people celebrating and bro, you know, they put motherfucking Carmelo's head on Chauvin's body and Austin Metcalf's head on Floyd's body. Shit like that. FAFO, niggas putting motherfucking knives on, you know, it's crazy, bro. Crazy, man. Just saying. More than 5 million Black Americans were foreign born, and about 30% below the age of 20, 44%. Huh? Yeah, but even I don't understand what's the point of that. Yeah, niggas selling shirt and merch now. Nigga did a rap song. Nigga made a rap song, bro. Come on, man. Well, UFO, it ain't even lost a fight, UFO comment. Most of these motherfuckers ain't never been in a fight. A lot of motherfuckers ain't never been in a fight, man. A lot of motherfuckers ain't never been punched in the face. A lot of motherfuckers ain't never did no type of motherfucking physical activity for real. Carmelo's getting expelled from school and won't get to graduate. Well, I mean, that's definitely suitable. You take somebody's life, so yeah. I mean, I don't see no problem with that. I mean, I guess if you're saying hurrah, I guess. I mean, but yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. People get fucking expelled for much less, and taking another student's life, yeah, that's definitely ground. So, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I told you, well, the far right. So the far right is showing their hand, and this is the problem with the right needs to fucking do it. Because shout out to ABL, I saw him trying to get on ABL's ass. ABL is like, fuck it. ABL is just standing on the whole thing and the premise of keep your hands to yourself or whatever, right? I think he's just standing on the stand your ground or the self-defense situation. I believe in self-defense, but I believe for children it's just a different level. I don't believe that a kid should be able to kill another kid. Okay, I believe that as a human being, no matter what your age is or race or gender or any of that shit, keep your hands to yourself by all means. But at the same time, now let's get into the morality of a child killing a child, and then you get into the legality of it. And again, you had several black attorneys that said, hey man, this fucking self-defense case is not looking good at all. This is not going to be an easy self-defense case to prove. And they're saying there's video evidence, there's a video out here, but my question would be, if there was a video had and the family had it to show it to prove innocence, it would have been out immediately. That's in my opinion. Okay. But let me see, where did I want to go? So let's get to this, right? Where's it at? So let's watch this, man. Fair use. All the people claiming all the shit about he already knew Carmelo, and y'all niggas doing fake autopsy reports and y'all doing fake police reports, and bro, niggas was wild and doing a lot of crazy shit. And what made it so crazy, this time I knew this shit was out of hand. Y'all were believing it. Just like now, y'all believe in this fake ass fucking eyewitness testimony. Come on, bro. This nigga stumbling and mumbling. Hey, he definitely illiterate. They trying to punch on, bro. Bro, come on, dog. Stop it.
From the advocacy standpoint. I'm not the Anthony family attorney. Of course, the Next Generation Action Network is no stranger to this line of work. And we have been representing families for the last 10 years from an advocacy standpoint to get to the bottom of this situation. The Next Generation Action Network, since the past week, have gotten thousands of calls regarding this situation and making sure that our organization was involved in this situation because of the growing tension of racism and bigotry involving with the case. I want to start off by saying that I appreciate the deputy chief, John Stretch, from being able to come here to meet with us, as well as the assistant police chief, Darren Stevens. These are two individuals who are currently over the investigation that is currently going on in Frisco ISD. Of course, let's start off in the proper way. I'm Minister Dominique Alexander. I serve as president and founder of the Next Generation Action Network, the largest human and civil rights organization in North Texas. Today, we had a meeting with the leadership of the Frisco Police Department to discuss the matter of urgency in escalating racial threats and bigotry and online hate directed at the Anthony family. Let me be clear. The Anthony family cannot leave their home because of...
My bad. Hold on. I ain't finished the fucking what's the name. Hold on. Yes, I did. Okay, cool. Hold on. No. Okay, no, I did. Okay, let me go. Hit the like button, people.
The growing threats towards their safety. Their personal address has been exposed. They have received graphic and racist threats. They are being targeted with violence and simply because their child is in the center of this tragedy. We are here just for justice. This justice must be fair and impartial and protected from biases. We cannot allow racism and bigotry to divide us. We cannot allow white America to decide when and how Black people can speak up against oppression. We do not pull the race card, we live it. Yes, this case is a tragedy. Anytime a child is lost, we mourn as a community. Our heart goes out to the family of Austin Metcalf, but we do not erase the right of the Anthony family to be protected and heard and treated with dignity. That's why today we spoke with the Frisco Police Department leadership to demand answers. We need to know what steps are being taken to protect the Anthony family, the strategies of the threats that's being spreaded, and how Frisco Police is ensuring that Carmelo Anthony's Sixth Amendment right, fair and public trial, is fully respected. Let's make it clear that absolutely, we have the full permission and trust of the Anthony family and authorized for the Next Generation Action Network to speak today. Today in this meeting, we talked about and was able to give them graphic images of what this family has had to deal with for the last couple of days. It is sad. These graphic images not only display children with knives, Black children with knives stuck in their head, the Anthony family's address. We saw when this case first started that people were putting online that when Section 8 was accepted into the Frisco neighborhood, that became the lead of the downfall of Frisco. We have saw so many different hateful images, just hateful things. And the Next Generation Action Network wants to reiterate that Carmelo Anthony has a right to a fair trial, unbiased, and removed of racial hate and bigotry. I want to make it very clear, and I say this from my heart and my own personal reference. The Frisco Police Department is reassuring that the Frisco Police Department is doing everything that it can, and they will release that in the way. We are solely here because where racism and bigotry and hate, the police chief coming to meet with us today to answer all on out in protecting this family, in making sure that this investigation is going right and pushing forward. Release in the matter of 2 days, right? 30 that they want to. And impede in anything or speak in the legal matter of for the Anthony family or in the legal matter of anybody in this situation, right? To have his same day in court. You can walk around with a brass knuckles of George Zimmerman, Kyle Rittenhouse, and so many to ensure that we put out the facts, truth, and that we knew exactly what we are talking about. And I just say this, the media has a responsibility to ensure when you are putting things out on your platform that you are not feeding into some of the racial divides and some of the biases in regards to this case, right? I can't go into the nuances of it or whatever and stuff like that, but I'll just end with this. In an interview that I know that any prosecutor that got a hold of this case wouldn't have never wanted the brother of Austin Metcalf to do is say what he said on the news. And it is clear, in his own words, he stated that Carmelo Anthony said, "Don't put your hands on me." That's it. That's all we hear. Yes.
Why did this young man have a gun? Excuse me, why did this young man have a knife on his finger?
I cannot speak to that. I cannot speak to that in regards to that. I can't speak to that because I believe that, first of all, even if I had the answer to that or whatever being said, that's pretty much it in regards to the investigation. I hope that I can see some in the coming days.
I'm trying to find the damn part where he was telling people to stop with the fucking bullshit. Let me see.
America to come back and say, "Oh, Cal Rittenhouse can have it." Besides those rights, we now have a fire. ourselves every time a situation comes up with one of our children. We want them to have those same rights that everybody else. We want him to have his same day.
So the problem with this whole, let me say this. So the problem with fucking the weapon excuse, again, I told y'all and I posted this on the thing. So let me show y'all this shit. I gotta find the fucking point, because where he was telling niggas to stop fucking just using ridiculous ass shit. So let me go to my YouTube, right? You know, where y'all was wilding. Y'all was mad because I, you know. Okay. Y'all was mad because I showed this, right? Frisco Independent School District Student Code of Conduct 2425. Okay. When they say ISD, this is what they're talking about. So pretty much it's like their Board of Education. Okay. Oh, damn, is it going? Show the whole thing? Hold on. It pretty much says prohibited up here, right? And then it goes down and tells you a pocket knife or any other small knife. Okay. So people have kept trying to say that, oh, by Texas law, the knife could be, you know, X amount of length and la and all this other shit. Well, legally, yeah, but that still ruins the fucking point of why did you have the knife there in the first place? Because the knives were prohibited on school property and at school events. Okay, school property and school events, the knife is prohibited. So he brought a knife into a situation where he legally, it may have been there, but because he was on school grounds, he was prohibited from having it. So that there in itself is going to be a major thing, because now you're questioning his character and, you know, breaking rules and bringing a weapon to school, and not only bring weapons to a school, but bring a weapon to a school event, school sporting event. So legally, yeah, but he wasn't supposed to have the fucking knife because it was a school event. Yeah, well, I'm not saying about being a misdemeanor or whatnot. That's what I'm saying. Again, stop thinking that. Start thinking about you being either the defense or the prosecutor trying to convince the jury. Okay? And I'm not saying y'all, but this is the problem with niggas. Niggas are so emotional. They just seeing it now. They're not even thinking about the trial and like the whole process of this. Think about the end result of this, which is going to be either be guilty or not guilty, right? Think about the evidence that we've been presented with so far, right? All right. The testimony, the police report, the facts that everybody said, and all these different things, right? Think about the argument that the prosecution is going to be able to make and the defense is going to be able to make to determine whether this dude is guilty or not guilty. Well, no. It matters because it doesn't the what's name age. So we looked at that actual law and it didn't have an age limit to the knife thing. And I suggest it would be the same thing as if you're able to have a long gun at, like, I think it's usually like 16 or whatever. I'm pretty sure a knife would be the same because it's be considered hunting material or hunting tools. So yeah. Mojo, I mean, I'm not even saying that. I'm not saying he's cooked. The good thing about it is it's already been explained. He can't get the death penalty. He can't get life in prison without parole because he's 17 years old. So being that he's 17 years old, he cannot be given life in prison without parole. Okay. So at most, he's looking at probably like 30 years max, I'm guessing. You feel me? With parole or whatever. At worst case scenario. But I still don't think at the end of the day, they're going to give him a murder charge. I think it's going to be a misdemeanor because, again, I don't think he intended to kill the kid, bro. Nobody is even taking. I don't think Carmelo Anthony went in there with an intent of like, hey, I'm gonna kill a motherfucker. I think he made a very horrible decision in the moment, and it resulted in him killing another kid. Okay, all right. He did not fucking. We look over the law and shit. That was not proportional force. Okay, and some could argue whether or not, hey, put your hands on me and see what happens could be provoking speech, especially being that you already know you had a weapon. Right? That's arguable. I'm not saying it is provoking or it's not, but it's arguable depending on what you can get the jury to believe, right? Or what the fucking, I guess, the judge allows. Yeah, let's say he asked. Like I said, I don't think it was some cold-blooded killer type shit. And again, this wasn't a YN. That's another thing. White people, listen, man. Every kid takes wild pictures. Okay, does stupid shit. All right, flipping the bird, whatever. This kid right here, like I said, 2-parent household. You know, a good student, all these different things, so on and so forth. All right, he doesn't have a criminal history. Okay, but to fit the narrative that he's just like all the other niggas, y'all immediately jump to, you know, hood, gangster, criminal, all this other shit. And again, bro, it's white kids, you know, every day. The white kid fucking that was the son's, the deputy son that just fucking shot up FSU yesterday, didn't have a prior fucking criminal history either. He was a fucking sheriff's son, and his ass snapped off and fucking had a, you know, shot up a fucking school. So please, let's stop acting like, you know, just because a person fucks up one day and does some fucking the worst possible shit, that they're automatically were criminal before that. No, he had no criminal history prior to this. Okay. Yeah, listen, that too. Listen, bro, that I'm gonna play that shit. Listen, the mom giving the fucking statement and the dad standing back, not saying a word. And then furthermore, why is her name Hayes and the kid's name is Carmelo Anthony? So is that his stepson? Is that can't be his biological dad if her name is Hayes and his last name is Anthony? Or am I tripping? No, I don't think they're gonna offer him. Well, that's how I said DC Slim. I said the same thing. I said I think he's on. If he's smart, he takes a plea deal. If he's smart, he doesn't take this to trial. If his attorneys can motherfucking get anything under 20 years, I'm taking it. I would take it. I wouldn't take it to trial. Especially if this video comes out and it doesn't support any of the narratives that people are saying, or where, you know, and for what everybody's saying, there was never a punch thrown. Yeah, it doesn't look good at all. Damn, the bell always got it. Jesus Christ. Shout out to the bell for the 5. Hey, white folks, dig up a picture of Carmelo with a white girl and watch all the black female support disappear. 100. Hey, man, you ain't never lied, brother. They better not show him taking no little white girl to prom or no shit. I'm telling you that. I'm telling you that. But pretty much, that's gonna hurt the case of the whole self-defense shit too, because why'd you have the knife there at a school event of all things? Let me see if I can find this shit real quick. Give me a second. Hit the like button and me between time, y'all. Oh. See.
That race is not a factor in this case. In the next coming days, as you see the things going out in the courtroom, it will be displayed. It is at the forefront. We don't really want to have these conversations. And social media has been a stomping ground for people to be able to launch any disparity that they want to. And so, you know, our heart goes out to all who are involved. The police chief for coming to be with us. With his family, for a lot of people to even trust law. They saw an autopsy report. You know what I mean? Now, at the end of the day, because of my experience, think growing up in the film industry, I know that it's impossible to have an autopsy report, you know what I mean, something like that to be released in the matter of 2 days, right? So we was able to dispel that really quick, right? You know what I mean? And we knew that that was never going to be the avenue that the Collin County Medical Examiner would release that information, right? And so it made it very hard. So what we've asked them to do is increase the presence. We've asked them for a direct contact for the family to be able to send them the information that is when they're getting it, you know, that they have a point of is like, you know, a hooligan or somebody that doesn't have a home or structure or foundation and lies. And so, you know what I mean? It's just some of those things that the family knows and things that were expressed. Like the family knows they got to the bus to do that because for a lot of the family to even trust. We're not going to release who they are, but we were able to have that conversation today. You know what I mean? That's what we're not going to release who they are. I was able to have that question, and we were able to give those individual names up because the Next Generation Network do not want to interfere. They did acknowledge that there are people who have not been interviewed in regards to this case. The jury is still out. I think that, you know, in making sure that this investigation is going right. Yes, they have to let the video go.
There is video of the actual stabbing?
There's video. There are several different videos that they verified. Till Monday morning, when the new attorneys was able to, what I can tell you is on the surface of being debunked is the fact that they did not know each other. There wasn't no, and I want to say this because there is a particular blogger that's getting a lot of views, and it's very detrimental to the audience that they're.
Let me see.
Right, and that's the only reason why I justified saying this on this press conference because of the type of information that Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony had a fight the day before or a week before.
Yeah, hold on. Here we go. All right, here you go. Found it.
Because of the type of information that Austin Metcalf and Carmelo Anthony had a fight the day before or a week before, or at this point, there's nobody. There's nothing at this time that support that they knew each other. Okay, you know what I mean? They are both athletes in the same school district. Of course, they probably know of each other, but they do not know each other, right? And so that's a lot. Like the pictures and I believe there was a picture that went on social media saying that this is Austin Metcalf and Carmelo. That is a lot.
So again, it's telling you all y'all talking about anything about this is his family representative. This is next gen, whatever the fuck, la la la. So anybody telling you that it was a fight beforehand and whatever. This man is making an official statement on behalf of the family that's a lie. Okay. All right. This is the same man that walked with him as he walked out of the court. Walked out of the jail. So what he says would trump any of this motherfucking bullshit that y'all out here just randomly believing for random motherfuckers.
So that's a false narrative. Anything else?
What do you say to people that view these social media posts before they hit share or send it to all their friends and such?
I ask that people, if you're really trying to help, I ask that y'all continue to support this family. I know that the community has overwhelmingly support this family in the tragedy that has happened in this situation. But I ask that people, when they're sharing information, please verify the source of the information that you are sharing. Because if you're trying to help Carmelo, sharing false narratives is not helping. The situation is too delicate to be spreading false information. There are a lot of different things, people taking screenshots, and it's looking in the day and age that we have with artificial intelligence. Someone can take this sheet of paper and recreate it with our letterhead, with anybody's statement, and put it out. And that's very detrimental. So we've asked continuously, if you are posting something on social media, please verify your statement. I just want to say this, if there's no other questions, is there any other questions? No questions? Yes.
These are more clarifying questions. You mentioned that the attorneys that have been retained with the advocacy organization. Can you talk a little bit more about what your relationship has been thus far with the Anthony family? And in the second. So
that's now there's other shit that everybody's sharing now, which are like, bro, y'all believe in this shit, bro. Listen, if y'all believe this random fucking person, this fucking mush mouth ass individual that can't string two fucking sentences together, bro. Okay, I got beachfront property in Antarctica for sale. Okay, please hit me up. If you believe any of the shit that's about to be said right here, bro, okay, please, 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 beachfront property, Antarctica, I got you. Fair use, fair use.
Bad. Everybody trying to get back to their cars or get in, you know, places where they, you know, wouldn't get all extra wet. Dude was sitting up on the tent, right? He was on his phone, right? My daughters was up under the same tent. Yeah. So I'm paying attention to my kids, but at the same time, they're in the same vicinity. So I'm watching everything going on around it because I'm there for my children. So dude walks up, McKellen, bro, he wasn't even under the tent at the time. They came from a whole separate tent and walked over there.
Bruh, now this man is saying something that goes against every single account given in the given in the police report. Everything. Exactly, bro. What the fuck we got going on, man? Synced it. Is it echoing? It shouldn't be echoing, should it? Am I tripping? Is it echoing? I don't think it's echoing. Nobody else has said anything.
They intentionally went over there to this kid, man. Dude was sitting there on his phone just trying to get dry. You feel me? One thing went from another. They grabbed this man and they tried to punch on dude. Dude went in his bag and what they went to try to jump this dude and punch on this dude, man. And he protected himself, dude. That's what.
If y'all believe this shit, man, hey, you send $1,000 in my Cash App, and I send you $10,000 back. Okay, Miss Fantastic 824 on Cash App. All right, send me $1,000. I send you $10,000 back. All right, black people, is this how far we fallen? Seriously, this is what we taking serious as a witness account and. Come on, bro. What are we doing? But hey, man, here you go. Come up here and tell me how much of a coon I am and how I hate white folks and how I hate black folks and how I'm tap dancing for white people and, you know, where my family from. I'm with it, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get it. Overall, man, listen. White people got feelings too. All right. And I think this is white people's peek into how black people feel when someone just automatically says that you're guilty. All right. Fuck all the motherfucking facts. Fuck all of the evidence. You're guilty. Okay. Not saying it's right. All right. But what I'm saying is, and there are a lot of black people that can attest to this, including myself, as to where, hey, you did it. Okay? You did it. All right? Like I told y'all, man, I'm 6'5", 270. Every time I have a disagreement with someone, especially a white woman, there's no need to get aggressive. Ma'am, how am I getting aggressive? By simply disagreeing with you. I'll tell this story again for the people that don't know. Remember I told y'all I got my car. I had to get the air shocks replaced. I went to the one closest to my job in Orange Park. They gave me, and I pre-quoted the fucking repair and replacement, right? It's $1,500. They didn't have an appointment, so the other one out in Jacksonville did have an appointment off Atlantic. I go to the Mercedes-Benz fucking place, drop my car off. Hey, you know, it is what it is. I want the fucking the front shocks replaced. You know, hey, you usually replace them as pairs because if one going out now, it's gonna go out later. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the other one's gonna go out, and you know everything's done. They say, hey, miss, you can come pick your car up. I'm like, hey, man, good to go, right? I had the little loaner car, everything's good to go. I come back, and the bill is $1,000 over what I was quoted at the other fucking thing, right? The lady's telling me, and I'm like, hey, this don't sound right. I talked to Orange Park, and they said the shit was $1,500. How are you quoting me like, you know, 2,700? What's the difference? Y'all are the same what's the name group, so your prices are gonna be the same. Well, you know, there's no need to get aggressive. And I say, ma'am, how am I getting aggressive? I'm simply saying that I'm pointing out the fact of the matter that you're basically trying to get over on me for $1,000. Matter of fact, don't even worry about it. I'll just come pick the car up. So immediately I get there, and I speak to the manager. Thank God he's a black guy. And I explained to him, I'm like, hey man, I don't know what's going on with your rep here, but you know, I'm trying to do some business with you guys. I dropped the car off to get, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and get the business done. And she tells me $1,000 over than what I'd already had quoted at Orange Park. The only reason I even did it with y'all is because y'all's appointment was sooner. In my understanding, I know for a fact you guys are under the same auto group. Usually, you know how it be. They'd be like, you know, I think in Virginia it was like Coggin or some shit, right, or whatever. And then you have one on one side of town, you have one on another side of town. So they're the same motherfucking group. So I'm like, bro, y'all's labor and, you know, and parts and everything gonna be the same. So why, who and how and why is this $1,000 over the thing? He said, hey man, my bad, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's messed up, whatever. And the reason why she's pulling the aggressive shit, because, you know, she's met me in person. You know, she saw me in person. So immediately, you know, but, you know, it was another black dude handling the situation. So it got what's name. But let me give my man Free Game here. Free Game, what's up, brother? What you got for me? You unmuted, but we can't hear you. You dropped out. Mercy, what's up? What you got for me, brother?
Yeah, I was just going to explain the stats a little bit. You know, you asked about Black Americans, and what I was saying is that the Census Bureau redefined what Black is. So,
Okay.
you know, that includes more than 5 million. You know, they said more than 5 million are foreign born. So when you take that number, you got to subtract 5 million. I'm just saying it depends on how you want to define it. And so, so you got foreign born that's calling themselves Black Americans, and 5 million of those were born, you know, overseas. Then I talked about 30% of the Black population now is below age 20. So we got 3 out of 10 of every Black Americans that are really young. You know what I'm saying? And then you got 44% that's below age 30. So when you talk about this Black American population, almost half of us are young, man. So when you look at this guy, Carmelo, you got to understand he represents, you know, you talking about his age and younger, 30% of the population. So, and then when you look at African nations, what makes them third world is because most of their population is young. See, most of your advanced nations, your average age is higher. So, like when you talk about United States, China, white Americans, I think their average age is around 38.
Well, yeah, but let's oh, but no, brother. That's not what makes a place third world. What makes a place third world is their economy and their like technological and what you call it, your infrastructural advancement, brother. So no.
No, that's true. No, but you're right. So who's going to do that? Older people, not young, not somebody under 20.
Yeah, okay, but still, that's not one of the. I guess that may be one of the factors, but that's not one of the major factors. But
I'm not saying age. I'm not saying age is a factor, but think about it. If you're going to go to college, you probably gonna be older than 20. You probably if you got a college degree, you're probably gonna be older than 20.
Okay, for sure. All right, bet. Do you have anything else?
Oh no, I was gonna say I think Carmelo is, you know, people talk about it's a misdemeanor for having a knife. That's true, but he used it. So, and then Texas is one of those states that's known for giving, you know, the worst sentences. So, like you say, if he gets 15, which would be extremely gracious, I feel, or under 20 would be extremely gracious, he probably should take it.
Agreed. We have the resident authority of all of this situation, Brother Diesel, in the building. What's going on with you, man?
What's going on? What's going on, bro?
Can't complain, man. What you got for us, brother?
So I know you was talking about the statement that he made, touch me and find out, right? But I don't think a lot of people realize, that could be argued as premeditated, right? When you say a statement, knowing that somebody might do something, and then your reaction is so what some people might interpret as overboard, right? So you did that, you made that statement, and then your reaction was so overboard. They could argue that was a premeditated assault. You know what I'm saying? So, and a lot of people don't realize that prosecution has done that in the past, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, this could be a bad situation. And me and you, Mr. Fantastic, we're on the same page about a hell of a lot of stuff. I agree with you when it comes to a lot of things, right? So I think that we have to get out of I don't even understand why this was even a race thing in the first place, right? These kids go to school together, and there's so many mixed cultures in these schools. You're going to have a culture clash. I have no clue why we are trying to make this into a race thing. I was watching Angry Man a couple days ago, and I think there's a picture of Carmelo with the twins, and they're holding up a gun and throwing up gang signs.
No, it wasn't him. It was different kids. It's not them. So that's what that guy just.
Oh, it wasn't them. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't them. It was some white kids he was cool with, but not them. So it's not they don't know each other.
Oh, okay. All right. So, but like I said, man, like I don't understand why when kids get in fights, they're in school. Like I don't understand why this is even a race thing, bro. Like this is.
That's what I said, man. I'm like especially if you play sports, man. Any type of sport.
Hell yeah.
Boys got testosterone. People press people all the time, and again, I'm not excusing it, okay? But if that's what I was trying to tell them. If we set the precedence where you can push me and I can kill you, bro, that's a horrible precedent to set for children. Horrible. That's just it's crazy. And again,
I think it's a horrible precedent to set for society alone.
Yeah, but
like come on, man. We got to understand, like, we have to have some kind of boundary on what it is to protect yourself, right? So just somebody touching you, especially over an argument, and then you can just take their life. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm saying, man. And people ran with it. Now the racial aspect of it, as far as I was brought, was I forget the guy's Walsh, I think it's Matt Walsh or whatever. He made the report, and he put the details out about black kid and this, and started the whole thing or whatever. And in the midst of the white man renaissance, we not gonna take it no more shit or whatever. I think it just got a little too far out of hand, and the message got picked up by the wrong people. But then black people heard it, and then they started responding. We started responding, and it was just heinous. Because like I said, no matter whatever the white people were saying, hey, it's fucked up. I'm not gonna say it's warranted, but it's understandable. You just had a kid killed by whatever, and you're this whole thing with white man bad. Everything's a white man's fault. White people are racist, blah blah blah. And you simply ask the question, hey, had this been the other way around, how would it be looked at? But then you get the black people to jump on it and reply with, FAFO and this what happened. You touched me, all this other shit, stand your ground. So and then doing it as get back to previous cases. And the craziest thing to me is like when people bring up like Trayvon Martin. For one, Trayvon Martin, that was a Hispanic dude. Okay, all right. For one, right. And two, that shit I didn't even know it was long. Trayvon Martin at this point was like 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, right. And the situation were two totally different situations.
Yeah, same thing with Kyle Rittenhouse. Everybody keeps bringing up Kyle Rittenhouse, and I'm like, Kyle Rittenhouse is literally one of the best things that ever happened for Second Amendment rights and for self-protection rights, and literal video evidence of all the fucking situations. Like, I don't know how, what I'm saying? If you're a person, black, white, whatever, you should have been fucking cheering for fucking Kyle Rittenhouse being found not guilty with video evidence showing the whole fucking situation. But again, black people somehow got mad over two white people getting killed and one white man getting shot. Right, one of the white dude, well, two of the white dudes were felons, and one of what those felons was a a child predator. Somehow black people were angry over that, which I don't even know. but they used that as precedence. And then now one most recent was the Daniel Penny situation. Now that one sort of kind of I can understand how
I'm not even familiar with that one.
That's the one where the dude he choked the man out on a subway. That one, the white dude.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, it started. It was a back and forth. So, but then now so now you have the extreme group of one group of people, and what I was trying to tell them is, hey, white people outnumber black people like 4 or 5 to 1. So their entire extreme group could encompass all of us, 100% of us. So their loud minority is going to be, louder than your, loud minority, or even your loud majority. You feel me? So I think that's where we're at this point.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Now let me get my man, Boss Cowboy Sports in the building. What's up with you, brother? Go ahead.
What's up, man? Can you hear me okay?
Say something again.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good now. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so I think the major issue is the unequal outrage. That's what's really kind of frustrating a lot of black people. It's the way that it's covered. It's when it's them, it's they rushing to justice, and they going off a police report, which I'm from Dallas. This is my city. I'm gonna tell you right now, you shouldn't trust no police reports when it came from Frisco in this type of situation. That is not the demographic, and that's not the type of people to trust up there. I'm from the south side of Dallas, and I wouldn't trust nothing that's on that police report. Nothing. Because if we trusted a police report, and if we just treated like police report like it was facts, then Furman would have had OJ under the jail. So,
hey, brother, you got it.
That's frustrating everybody.
Hey, your audio is getting real bad, brother. Can you pop out and come back in, because you got like some background? All right, let me shut up. Yeah, it's. I don't
So
know
let me address that. We have got to get out of thinking that a police report is just factual basis of what actually happened. A police reports what was reported to have happened. If the police officer wasn't there, he can't write from his standpoint of what actually happened, right? So that we have to get out of all of that, trusting that the police report is, and you making that. I don't know if you was making that at me, fantastic, but
no.
Majority of
the comment.
Oh, but like a situation like this, officer gets to the scene, he asks a bunch of people what happened, and he puts what the people say in the police report. It's not, he can't say this is what happened. He says this is what Susie said happened. This is what Jason said. Like, this is a bunch of statements of everybody of what happened. It's not an actual basis of what actually happened. The prosecution has to take all those statements and the evidence that's there and formulate what happened, right? That's how all this goes. I just don't understand why people think that the police reports are just the Bible of any incident that happened, because a lot of the times police officers get their reports wrong, and they're lazy in writing reports, so it's not even a good report in the first place.
But isn't this what Carmelo reported to the police?
Well, the statement of what they're saying, what he said to them. Yeah, so that part of it is included in there. But the rest of the statements, like he said, for the most part, are them taking the statements of what the brother and the witnesses said. One of which the witnesses, I understood, was a guy that he was cool with. You feel me? So everybody that's saying and stating these things are acting like, the only people that said something was the people that the person that allegedly, or it's alleged that Carmelo knew one of the people that went to their high school, so that's why he went under the tent to speak to that person, and they took testimony from that person.
Well, something like this, you should be getting statements from everybody that was there, like anybody and everybody that might have heard something or anything.
It was
like
3
that.
or 4. I think it was at least, I know it was 2, maybe 3 possible different testimonies in the police report. But I think the biggest thing that we're all waiting for is for the video that they say is out, or several videos. You feel me? So
they had a video in the tent or phone
cell phone video, cell phone video. Because remember, the cops weren't there. Yeah, so
Right.
they're saying video exists. The representative, the guy that was giving the statement for the family before they did the release, says that they're and you know, it claims that there is video evidence that exists. So pretty much at this point, outside of the testimony that's been given, that's the only thing we can have, you know, up until or if the trial starts.
Right.
Well, I'm definitely on Carmelo's side, and I don't care if he's wrong. I don't care if he I do want him to go to jail though, but I'm saying I hope Carmelo is freed because look, for instance, the situation in Georgia with the twin boys that just killed. Where is the equal attention to that situation from white folks? We not gonna act like white folks don't have a cowardice history of doing things and hiding their hands. We not gonna act like that.
Yeah, but free game, this would be my counter, right? So black people brought that up is only as a reply to that. I heard about that when it initially happened. You know, I say like the day and a couple of days later, that shit died. Niggas cared for black people cared for 2 or 3 days, right? There was no Black Lives Matter, there was no fucking being crump, there was not this big ass campaign. But then after niggas totally completely forgot about it and wasn't saying a word about it, this happened, and now you can't use that to be like, well, what about this? Well, you didn't even care enough to keep it going.
What did you just see the other situation where the white guy hit the little black boy in Mississippi?
No, what situation is that?
Hit him on his bike, killed him. Didn't go check on him. Went to pick up his mirror and got back in the car.
Went to pick up what?
His mirror, his side mirror.
This is on tape. Nobody stopped him.
They have it on tape.
But
they
nobody
have it on
stopped
door cam.
Oh, so nobody was around but him and the kid?
Yeah, the kid riding down the street, riding by his house.
Did they find him?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm pretty
he
sure
ain't in jail though.
He's going to jail. Yeah, he's going to jail, and I mean, listen, this is why. But this is why
we
say,
have. It's no outrage when they do stuff.
Well, no, it's not.
It's no outrage.
But free game. It's not that it's no outrage. It's that it's not known about. So
Nobody knows.
Yeah, if you don't know about it, just like this case, like I'm pretty sure I'm positive. Free game. And I'm gonna go over this because I made a video about the shit. Free game. Do you know that there were fucking 4 people killed in Virginia, all by teenagers in a shootout in with black kids?
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it.
Why is it no outrage about that? These little niggas shot up they shot up a whole apartment complex. 3 people died. 3 free game. No one's talking about it. Why?
Okay, three of you talking about the guys that were walking out with the ARs in their hand and
yes.
Yeah, I seen
it. The illegal fucking
hold on.
It was an illegal gun buy to where 3 people got killed, and there's no outrage from anyone. Black, white, purple, polka dotted, indifferent. That's what I'm telling y'all. The only time there's fucking, well, let me say this, and you got it. The only time there's outrage, bro, and the only time where news makes national news coverage and people get involved if there's the black-white dynamic. Black people kill black people every day, bro. We don't give a fuck.
This is crazy.
Of course.
Holiday, hold on. Every holiday. So do you see how that defeats your argument? How you saying white people aren't outraged by, you know, shit that for one we don't know about, right? Most people
no, I'm saying what I'm saying is white people get away with stuff every day.
How though?
Black people get away with stuff every day too. What do you mean?
Black people do the same thing. We're talking about white black dynamics in the history of it.
Well, but you're outraged. You're outraged at the fact that white people get away with stuff, but you're not saying anything about how black people kill each other and get away with it all the time.
We're not talking about that today. We're talking about white people and getting away with killing black people all the time.
When have you ever talked about black people killing black people?
All the time. I'm not in support of that. Like I don't really get this.
But you're in support. But you're in.
Hold on. I don't get this new black conservative thing where y'all sweep all racism under the rug.
It's not about sweeping it under the rug.
No,
bro.
nobody's sweeping.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like I said, so let's walk this back, right? So, like he said, where's the racism involved in this for the original case? For the original case, there can't be any racism because the black dude killed the white dude. First off, one, okay. Now the response from the white people of it, yeah, that's the racist aspect of it, but that shit is inconsequential. It's not going to have any bearing on anything. Yeah, it's not going to have any bearing on the situation. Black people are getting offended over white people's opinion of some shit that fucking happened, but now you're responding with equal or greater vitriol. That's not going to help shit either. And you're helping the point, or you're proving the point that I'm saying, to where you got to go back to this historical fucking thing of
They
why
have a history. You can't erase the history.
Okay, so free game. That's what I'm saying. So you can't erase the history, but at the same time, that's like saying the same thing about niggas, the crack era and fucking more recent. So what's more recent, slavery or the crack era?
What does that matter? We talking about white people getting.
I'll explain it to you. Answer the question. I'll explain it to you.
Yeah, just stop derailing. Just answer the question.
Repeat your question.
What is more recent, slavery or the crack era?
Crack era.
All right. So if white people were to hold niggas to the standard of the crack era, oh, it's history. It happened, and it's more recent. Is that fucking justified? Of course not, right? So now you
of course no, it's not.
And we were alive for that. Most of us were alive for the crack era to actually fucking see it and know about it, right? Not saying you were necessarily involved, but you lived for it, right? But now you're gonna talk about white people and tell them that they're responsible for some shit that most of them never even lived. They definitely, not most of them, all of them never lived to see or participate in.
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. But this the reason what changed my perspective on the Carmelo case. The Carmelo case, do you know where their tents was first? Do you know where their both of their tents was located?
No. What's the relevance of that?
The reason why I say that is because if it's raining out there, right? And he tell him to get from under my tent. Bro, my tent is like 3 steps away. I used to go to the school that you're attending now. I'm talking to people that I know. And you want me to get from under the tent.
Are these rival schools?
I don't even think
I don't know.
I mean, but they were playing against each other.
Carmelo used to go to the school that the white guy went to.
Yeah, but they're opponents, right?
Yeah.
Yes, but the white guy don't even run track. Carmelo do.
No. All of them were on the roster. That's another thing that the guy said. So that's another thing you can't use. The Austin was on the roster, just like Carmelo was on the roster for track.
I don't know if you've played sports before, free game, but when even track, I don't want nobody's teammate talking to any of my teammates.
No, that ain't how we do it. I played college football, dude.
I did too.
But that ain't how it goes
During the game, we didn't have conversations with the opposite team.
That's not how it go in track. In track, they mingle with everybody.
Okay.
They go under each other.
I didn't do college track. I played college.
Let me do this real quick. We'll get back to it. Shout out to my man GBGville. Got a Granville in the building for the 10 gifted memberships, man. Make sure y'all tell them thank you.
That's $25,000 alpaca. You block that
now,
shit. You don't rubble. Put the club soda on there.
You're too down with the gangy. You're one of my members.
And then he hit us with the 20 ball. Greatly appreciate you, brother.
Ain't nothing but some money.
Appreciate you, bro. But yeah, man. Listen, the thing was getting me, brother. You say you want to see the man get off, but you want to see him go to jail. But you can't want to see him want to go to jail and want to see him get off.
No, he needs to go to jail, but if he don't go to jail, they'll kill that dude.
No, that's not going to happen.
He needs to go to jail for general protection. Yes, he do.
Bro, no, but that's true though. And fantastic. That's why you.
I would have kept his ass in jail.
No joke. That's why you put him in jail for protection, bro.
What? Y'all
Serious.
wilding, bro. Y'all, see, this is
No,
Man,
seriously.
this is that conspiracy theory shit that y'all be trying to come up with, man. What
this
the
ain't even
hell
just
are y'all talking about?
wow. So hold on, wait. So hold on, y'all do understand, right? That for one, just like there are white people outside of jail, there's white people in jail, right? And if it was this big, racist situation and so on and so forth, he'd have a bigger target and be in far more danger in jail than out in the fucking public.
Let me ask you
His
this.
family already
Let
said
me
they
ask you
getting
this.
threats, bro.
And show me the last person that's got off on a murder charge that got anything done to them after they got off on the murder charge. You can't do it.
Let me ask you this. If Carmelo was to go to a huge event, would you recommend him to do it right now?
Right now, no. I would
No,
not
he's under
recommend
charges.
it.
No, hell no.
Yeah, he's
I wouldn't
under
recommend
charges.
anybody.
Yeah, no.
Let's say if he wasn't on charges, would you recommend him to go?
I wouldn't recommend anybody. I wouldn't recommend anybody that's on the national news for something they did to go to anything there, and they haven't been proven innocent or guilty of
people
anything.
you don't know. Yeah,
Come on, man. Like, why would you do that? That's idiot. That's idiocracy.
Why you wouldn't recommend him to go?
What do you mean? Why? Because they're nationally known.
He's not protected. His
face is
protected.
Yeah, but free game.
His face is all over the.
So hold on, let me see. Right. So I'm trying to think of a premier case where somebody got off and they got bail, and then they was able to go. I can't think of a case, right? But I'm pretty sure you can bring up a case to where well, no, they just did it. So the white boy, they said in Texas, he got bail. The one that killed the Hispanic kid from back in 2022, he got bail, and he was able to do whatever he was able to do within the parameters of his his bond, right? I'm saying, bro, again, of course not. With all of this stuff going on and all the shit saying, but bro, we know everybody say all kinds of wild shit. Bro, people put all kinds of death threats out every day. Y'all, you shit. I think you was around. Niggas put death threats on me, bro. All right, niggas told me they had a green light and they was gonna put money on my head because of my opinion of some shit on the internet, dog. Okay, people say wild shit every day. B, do I think a fucking radical racist white person will actually fucking do harm to this man, this kid? I don't want to call him a man. He's a kid. This kid, if he was to be out in a public place, no, bro. I don't think he would. But then at the same time, it don't matter no way because they just said his family hired security. Apparently, I don't know. I mean, if it, or not they didn't hire security. I don't want to put out a false thing. But I think they would keep the they would in the best interest of their son, keep him as safe as possible.
What's fantastic? It's not even. It's the only reason you would try to do something like that is because this young man still has to go in front of a jury. So if he's out in public, so anybody can make him look bad in the public and sway the jury one way or another. You don't even want to put him in that situation.
Hey, shout out to the Bell. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, the Yella Beezy on bond, and he allegedly charged with the murder of Mo 3. Okay, Mo 3 got hella people. He got shooters. He got people that love him and all this other shit. So if Yella Beezy is able to be out here, I mean, and he's a celebrity and, in the hood and some real shit. I don't think anything will become of Carmelo, bro. I don't think
that's some nigga shit though.
Huh?
I mean, are we gonna forget about January 6th, fellas? Are we gonna forget about that, man?
What does that have to do with anything?
Man,
is that a race thing too? Is January 6th a race thing too?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out. What does that have to do with
Hey,
anything?
they brought out nooses, bro. They took it back to the 1800s.
Who? Where? So this is a new claim. I've never
In
heard
DC.
of.
I live in DC.
Never.
They brought out nooses.
Okay, brother. Well, you're the first.
You know how old a noose is?
Brother,
I've never heard of
know
that.
what a noose does. What I'm saying is this: you're the first person, and what January 6th happened in 2020, correct? Right? 2020, right?
So it's recent, bro.
So in 2020, okay, from 2000, what you mean recent? You just said January 6th. January 6th was 2020, brother. Recent would not be 5 years ago. I've never heard one.
But after Barack Obama, but after Barack Obama, they said racism was over. They said we got a black president. Racism was supposed to be over. Barack Obama.
Yeah, man,
what the fuck are we doing?
hold on.
They brought nooses because I don't think they was talking about black people in that instance. Back in the day, a hanging used to be a death penalty. They didn't have electric chairs back then. So if someone committed a crime, which politicians, if they committed a crime or commit treason on a country, they used to get publicly hung.
Yeah, it was more symbolic than anything else, fellas.
They said, hang my kids.
All right, shout out to Lil Rock for the information. Appreciate it, bro. I never even heard of that.
Yeah, that was the death penalty back in the day, even for white people.
So just the fact that they had a noose that had to do with black people, is that what he's trying to say?
No. I'm saying they was going against the establishment. I'm thinking they brought a noose to represent the politicians that traded the country.
I'm asking Mercy Justice. Is he insinuating the noose meant that they were trying to hang black people?
Yeah,
no. What I'm saying is they was letting you know that they have forgot about history. I know we want to forget about it, but they have forgot about it.
So hold on,
bro. How are you equating them bringing a noose to hang Mike Pence with them? But
they did the same thing with Barack Obama. They did the same thing. They found a noose. Even when Barack Obama got elected, when he was running for office, they had a noose. They found a noose back then. You don't remember that?
Hold on. I am not escaping the fact that there are still racist white people. But as many white people in here, and you find one noose, you mean to tell me that you are scared that there are millions of white people carrying around nooses?
Man, listen, bro.
Is that what you're telling me right now?
I mean, go to Africa. They'll put that tire on you in a minute.
Bro, you can pay a white person to show me no motherfucking noose, bro. Let me get to West M, man. We'll whip it back around. What's up, West M? What you got for me, brother?
I'm doing all right. How y'all doing today? Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, brother. Go right ahead.
Hey, yeah, the situation is tragic all the way around. And I don't know about free game. Track meets, you stay on your side, I stay on my side, because a lot of the wide receivers, quarterbacks, any of those positions, they all run track. And when I was young playing football, I went, the 757 Fantastic. I went over there to the Peninsula and we played against Michael Vick's brother, Marcus.
Oh, shit.
We're sitting underneath the area because they had it all, whatever, and his group came up and talked to us and said, yo, you're in our space. This is for us, because I think he played for Warwick, if I remember. And this is what? I graduated in 2002, so that's during the prime time of Michael Vick. So anything is God dealing with the Vicks. What do? We got our ass up and we moved out the way. In that situation could have easily turned violent, but because we knew, hey, we can hop on him, but in 10 seconds, we are going to get our ass beat. So we just, all right, we'll just move to a different spot, and there it is. So I'm like, in that same situation, if I would have told him, whatever, and then it would have escalated to it, does that mean I would be justified of stabbing Michael Vick's brother?
No. Now, I don't agree Carmelo bringing a knife, and that's just too much, man. That's crazy. But he should. I'm on it. Now, hold on. I hope he get free. Hold on. I'm not. Look,
what are you doing?
It's the lawyer in me, man. I hope he get free. What?
Are you a defensive lawyer? Are you a defense attorney?
No. He black. I want him to get off. Golly.
No, you said it's the lawyer. Are you a defense attorney?
Okay, he black. I want him to get off. Okay.
Yeah, but now, so hold on, wait. So
but I don't agree with bringing a knife. That could have been anybody.
But hold on, but free game. This is what I say. This is the problem of the free him theory, man. The free my thick nigga culture is the problem, brother. Two things that set us back the most: stop snitching and free my nigga. No,
So
leave that
so
nigga in there.
according,
Listen, let me say this, West before you go, brother.
oh yeah,
Bro, I fucks with Pooh Shiesty the long way, bro. I fucks with a young nigga, bro. I like him. Come to find out, no wonder we got the same birthday. Pooh Shiesty need to keep his ass in there to 2025 and do every fucking day of his time. Okay, the little nigga out here shooting in a club on camera. All right, lock him up. I still fuck with him. Soon as he get out, bro, I'm gonna buy his music. I ain't just gonna, just I'll pay for it. But that nigga need to be behind bars, bro. We got to get out of this situation where, oh, he a nigga. So no, nigga, people get locked up to protect the public.
Mhm.
Danger to the fucking public.
Fantastic,
Feel this
fantastic.
attitude of like, yeah, it's music.
Fantastic and
Exactly.
Diesel.
I'm fucking with his
Fantastic
music.
and Diesel. I'm a victim right now. I'm a victim of the culture right now. Y'all gotta understand.
Nah, you just you
So
just
that
a
means I could have got a
nigga
that means I
ignorance.
could have
That's
got
what
a
you're
free
victim
body
of.
then.
You're a victim of nigga ignorance. That's exactly what you're a victim of. That ain't got nothing to do with your victim, man. You going somewhere with that bullshit.
So in that
Diesel, I'm a victim
situation,
of the culture right now, man. I'm sorry.
Keep the niggas.
so that
Go
means
ahead,
in that
West, brother. What you got for me?
situation, if I would have escalated it because he was talking directly to me, one thing led to another. I would have pulled out, which I ain't have nothing, of course, because I'm on school zone, school property or whatnot. It wouldn't have went that way. I would probably just be getting out of jail now, and I graduated in 2002. But yeah, I just wanted to just say that, and also fantastic. I remember you were talking about it. I think maybe one of the last couple streams about the little girl that got shot, little infant that got shot in Norfolk.
Yeah.
I remember you talking about shooting up. Crazy thing is, bro, my barber, his son was the one that took that little baby, which they said when the bullet hit, it hit near the belly button. Everything else down at the bottom was just held together just by skin.
Yeah, she
My barber's
survived, man.
son, my barber's son was the one that took the little girl to the hospital. And then my mom was one of the people that freaking operated because the major children's hospital there. My mom's
Yeah.
one of the heads out there.
Okay.
So that was a crazy situation. And the random thing was he just opened up. Like they said he had some issue with somebody and the person was on the first floor. He didn't know where the person was. He just knew it was on the first floor. So he just aired that whole apartment complex. And it was just a girl with her little infant walking out at the same time he aired it all out. But thank God the kid is good. I don't even know if they found the guy. I'll talk to my barber about that. But yeah, that joint was crazy when that happened.
Yeah, man, and West of it all talking, man. Nobody talked about it, man. Nobody cared. That little girl got shot with a fucking rifle round, bro. I think it was an AR-15.
Yeah, it was.
Horrible
Two,
fucking
three.
story. Nobody cared, bro.
Yeah.
No,
You had
but in all
black-
seriousness,
You had pro-black motherfuckers. Just real quick, you had people that were claiming they was fucking pro-black over here, steady fucking, called themselves going back and forth with the fucking manosphere. Ain't did a damn thing, bro. And didn't raise one penny, not one red cent, nothing. But they steady talking about what the fucking what we ain't doing. That we don't care about black people. We don't care about black women or black kids. They ain't fucking gave $1. Let me do this real quick and then we'll get into it. Shout out to White
Yeah,
School
but I'm
Podcast.
gonna leave. I'm gonna go back to listening to you live. Thanks, bro. Y'all have a good day now. Yeah.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to White Schools Podcast for the donation 5 memberships. Appreciate your love.
That's $25,000 alpaca. You
Ain't nothing but some money. You're too down with the gang. You're one of my members.
And shout out to Will's Wardrobe for the 2. Yeah, Pooh Shiesty. I just saw that, man. Shout out to Pooh Shiesty, man. They say in the halfway house or some shit, man. Slimy little dude, man. Shout out to Pooh, man.
Now,
go ahead.
let me say this. Now, I live 5 minutes away from Vida, Texas. I live literally 5 minutes. Now, they just found the dude hanging back there too, man. But black dude. But Hey, I know not to go over there. I'm just not gonna go over there. They want to be segregated. I'm gonna be segregated. I ain't gonna go over there at all. But some people they want to be around white folks so bad they'll go over there. But honestly, now in all seriousness, with Carmelo's situation, all seriousness, they gonna ask Carmelo if your tent was 2 steps away. Like literally, their tent is not probably 5 feet away from each other. Why you just didn't go back to your tent? It's raining is not an excuse. Having a knife in that situation is not an excuse. Now that I see that they tent was that close to each other, it's probably was some people hyping them up. Man, you gonna let them push you like that? You gonna let them talk to you like that? Man, just get up and go.
No. From what they said, it wasn't no hyping up or none of that shit that happened. It was just like an exchange between the two of them, from what everybody explained, and it was like an immediate reaction. So even when it wasn't a long drawn out thing, that's why I'm so confused. Everybody talking about he got jumped and all these people did all this extravagant shit. No, bro, it was fucking. Hey, words were exchanged. A push or a shove happened. No phone was taken. No property was fucking broken. None of that shit. La la la. The only person that ever had possession of his fucking bag was Carmelo. His bag wasn't fucking taken, and that's what I was like. It's kind of weird because how they gonna take his bag and take his phone? But you mean to tell me you take the phone out the bag and not the fucking knife? That niggas don't even have common sense and make it up an argument. Because I promise you, if I took a bag from a nigga and I'm going through it and I'm rummaging, and out of all the shit I see in there is a knife, that's the first thing I'm taking out and fucking chucking to the other side of the field if I'm getting ready to jump a nigga. But it is what it is. But let me get the Emperor in here. Emperor, what you got for us, brother?
Fantastic. What's going on, bro? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Go ahead.
What's good? I see we got my boy Boss Cowboy, man. How about them Cowboys? But hey man, it's a sad day. Y'all know me, man. Y'all know when I come up here, man.
How about the Cowboys, OG, man? You part of the real family, big brother.
Oh yeah. But it's a sad day, man. When y'all know how I get now. When niggas is scared of rope. Niggas love to talk about their ancestors all the time. All my ancestors' wildest dreams and all of that. But nigga, you worse than your ancestors. You scared of rope? When have you seen a white white person just really just boldly just like, hey, we done hung like 5 niggas this week? That you ain't never heard it. So like my thing is like real niggas know, like the real fighters, the real motherfucker that throw them hands, they know, man, because you hear niggas all the time, I beat your white ass and all that. Like what happened to that? What happened to y'all niggas up here sitting up here talking about, oh man, he was scared. What happened to y'all niggas being the ones to say y'all was gonna beat a white person ass if they come with that racism? Why was a knife had to be pulled? What niggas? So niggas not Jack the Ripper now? Niggas want to be Jack the Ripper now. Ain't that some shit? That's some crazy shit, Fantastic. Like, how many niggas ever really just walk around and say, I'm stabbing niggas? No, niggas either fight or
that's Mexican activities, man.
Yeah,
That's Pedro and Pablo and them, bro.
Exactly. That's like over there in the UK and shit. That's them niggas stab. Like, come on, man. Look, I've been said this.
And he's an athlete, bro. He in shape.
Exactly.
He in shape. He an athlete.
Exactly. And you scared of a white boy that go to a fucking Christian school. Motherfucker eat corns and green beans for dinner. And you scared?
Hey, that's some good shit, man. Hey, that's some good shit.
But see, this is what I've been saying for the longest, man. The average Negro, the Negro is scary on the inside. The Negro puts on this gangster persona to hide that he's scary. Niggas, they don't wanna fight, they don't wanna die for nothing, man. Look, back, I know y'all seen the movie Braveheart, 300, all all the great war movies, the men were willing to die for what they believed in. So the average Negro is not, y'all not willing to, I don't want to hear nothing about no freedom, no social equality and all of that. Y'all niggas ain't willing to die for it. Y'all scared because somebody made you move. And then that's the thing too about this whole case. We see police cam videos all up and down this YouTube, man. Niggas are in denial. We see it all the time on these police cams. These niggas that get locked up, tased and all that, they got some sense of entitlement. They always say, I want to call my mama. I want to call my dad.
Niggas scared of raindrops.
Yeah. Like, it's some sense of entitlement, like this white ass cracker ain't gonna make me move and all that. Well, now you're sitting in the jail cell. Well, he free now, but at one point you was sitting in the jail cell. Your sense of entitlement, your whole damn I ain't finna let nobody tell me what to do type shit. It had you sitting in the jail cell, motherfucker. Now you probably expelled from school. You gotta start from scratch. Probably gotta get a GED. And that's if you beat the case. And you in the state of Texas. They ain't finna let a nigga
And see, that's what I was trying to tell everybody, man. This young kid done ruined his life, man. He had a 3.7 GPA. Probably could have went to college, had a full scholarship.
Exactly.
Probably could have had all that.
All just to prove to another nigga that he a real nigga. Come on now. But we supporting this. We donating hundreds and thousands of dollars for this. But the shit y'all need to donate the money for, y'all don't.
Yeah, man, that too. I wanted to stay away from that part, but listen, I don't ever want to hear you niggas talk about what we do with the money and this, that, and we need to this and boycott this and boycott that. In the last year, you niggas done donated damn near $2 million. You donated 1.5 to, or was it 1.6 to Kamala in 4 hours, right? All right, just sororities. Sororities came up with 1.6 or 1.5 million dollars. Somebody correct me in the chat, whichever one it is, in hours. It didn't even take them a whole 24 hours. And now y'all donated heading towards $500,000, right? I think it's 400 at this point, but getting close to 5. It's still growing, right? To this boy's defense. Okay. When you had, I think he originally started out with black lawyers and they dropped the case. Whenever you see a lawyer drop the case initially, bro, and all this money is on the table, they telling you, hey, yeah,
it's over with.
Yeah, it's over.
Lost.
And then you had multiple black attorneys say, hey, this is not this is not looking good if he takes this to trial. Okay. Now to the point of white folks, stop lying about what they're doing with the money. All right. They ain't used the money for none of this shit. This is not some motherfucking ghetto Section 8 poor, destitute motherfucking family. Okay. All right. That's not the case here. That's another thing y'all got to stop doing on y'all side. But again, we dealing with extremists on both sides. But let me read this and then I'll get FBA up in here. Shout out to my man Hoop Jargon in the building, man. BABG alumni, man, for the 2. Appreciate you. He said, where the hoes at? Hey, man, you know where they at. I don't know. Shout out to DC Sun for the 5. Appreciate you, brother. Niggas scared of rope is priceless, man. Yeah, man. Y'all know how Josh get. Shout out to Bet Life 81 for the 5. Appreciate you, brother. What up, fantastic? Oh shit. We got Boss Cowboys on the panel. Mad respect, fam. Our team effing though. FBA, what's going on with you? What you got for us? FBAA, I'm sorry. Go ahead. You muted. Unmute.
I'm the foundational Black American Indian and Aboriginal. We're gonna get that new thing started. You can have fantastic if you want it, man. Might be some money.
Have what?
That FBA. And
No,
80,
it's
there's a
it'd
new
be
one.
88.
Yeah, to include the Aboriginals.
Yeah, cut the YouTube off the background.
Huh? Okay.
You
Oh
you
yeah,
got
that's
an
right,
echo.
man. All right. I'm on air, don't need it. Hey, so anyway, just from all the data that we have that we actually know is solid. Things that we know for sure, through proof that we can prove right now. It looks like premeditated murder on Carmelo Anthony's part. There was no need for him to stab the boy. Just from off the information that we have now, I know there's a lot of stuff that we don't know that we're going because we're going to have to find this stuff out later because they're underage. Is why they're holding a lot of information back, so much. But just from what we have and what we know so far, there's enough proof that nobody should be going around supporting this guy. As nothing but that day he murdered somebody. And I don't care about how good of a kid, how good of his reputation was. That's all good. I don't take nothing away from that. But I can't support him after the day he murdered that dude. I can't support him after that.
Yeah,
I won't support him.
And that's what I'm saying, man. You still got it.
You got an echo.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. So listen, again, I do not believe, I still do not believe that he intentionally murdered the kid. Okay, but due to Texas law, I don't know how it's gonna go. Due to their statutes and the way that they have it written up, it may qualify as such. I think with Texas, though, the thing is that they can determine the sentencing, right? Because like they say, I think it's anywhere from 2 to 99 years, right? So they can determine the sentencing. To me, yeah, still, what's the name, bro?
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
You got, let me see, check. Nah, you got YouTube in the background, or it got an echo. Matter of fact, hold on, give me a second. Let me try something.
I just cut it off. It's because I left it on and I just lowered the volume, but I cut it off. Now I can hear it.
Check.
Can you
All right,
hear
yeah,
me?
you good now.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
Follow.
check. You good now? Yeah, it's good now. Great.
All right.
All right, cool. So he killed a person, bro, unnecessarily is my thing. Okay. I know y'all motherfuckers saying self-defense, bro, but again, this is not legitimate self-defense. All self-defense is not legitimate, bro. This is too far. All right. Someone can't push you and then you return with taking their life. No one would reasonably accept that premise, bro. Again, to make it make sense or to make it to take all the shit out of it, either make both of the kids black or make the victim someone close to you, bro. Come on. We have to be reasonable here, because no one is going to say that if that was your kid or your brother or someone close to you, hey, he put his hands on somebody and he got killed, that's what the fuck he deserved. That's what he get. No one's gonna say that, man.
Can I say something else when you're done?
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. And fantastic. And that's what it's always that. Until it's them, they don't care. Until it's one of their kinfolk, they loved ones. Then, because look, let's just say if it was black on black, if there was a black nigga named Dion that did that, and it was a black boy named Austin that died. He was very astute and all of that. That black family gonna want justice. They gonna want that nigga to do 99 years. So what are we talking about him? Like you said, we got to start putting things in perspective as like if it's one of ours, if it's somebody we love.
Exactly. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I just want to say one more thing. And Judge Joe Brown said that since they were something is called where they are all designated. They're all designated their area for that. If they decide to tell you they don't want you in their area, he says it is now trespassing because they asked you to leave and you did not leave. It is now trespassing. So the knife and the murder are going to be two separate charges. Because of his age, he can't have a knife at any school functions, at any anything that's related to school functions, at the school or anything. So those are going to be two separate charges, no matter what.
Well, I don't. I don't think they can use the trespassing thing because nobody that told him to leave had the authority to tell him to leave, right? They didn't own the property. They weren't designated as,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that can be classified as
Judge
trespassing.
O'Brien, he also addressed that, also saying that that the way schools are going now with all these shootings and with all these violent kids, if they don't want you in there, and because it's a sports event, if they don't want you in their area to hear their plans and what's going on, even a student can have him physically removed. And when the cops get there to ask what's going on, those students are not going to be charged by kicking him out. He had no right to be there.
Well, no, just to cover what you're saying, this is Judge
Go ahead.
O'Brien. He's just giving all of the possible parameters, but I'm more so on the side of Diesel. I don't think that's a weak defense or a weak point of the prosecution. So I don't think that's the way they're going to go. But what you did say, though,
you might be
just real
right,
quick.
but like I say, I'm getting ready to actually research this and start calling some schools and see if they actually get designated spots and what they actually can and can't do if they don't want somebody in their tent. Because Judge O'Brien, man, this is a decade-long judge. He says that if you're asked to leave, you are not trespassing. Just like they
let me tell you what I can tell you what they can do right now.
Go ahead.
So my school resource officers are allowed to remove somebody from a certain area if a teacher or somebody like that requests that student be removed from that area. As far as a student removing another student, that is not, no, they will be charged with assault if they put their hands on another student. They don't have the authority.
What
think what's going on. I think what's going on.
What state are you in, Diesel?
I'm in North Carolina.
Okay. The state is different by
But I think
states
what's
and counties
going on.
also.
I think what's going on, they trying to build intent. See, it ain't about the trespassing, it's about his intentions for going over there. You know, and see, that's gonna build to aggravate it. See, they trying to build his motive for why he was in that area. That's all they doing. They not charging him with trespassing. What they're saying is, okay, you went over there. What was your intent? Did you go over there to start some stuff? I mean, you know you're on a different team. Did you go over there to listen to their plans or whatever? See, that's all a motive. That's all intent, and that's just gonna add more numbers. That's all that is. But they stick with that first degree.
Well,
Yeah,
like
he's not getting
Fantastic
off of the
said,
first degree.
like Fantastic said though, you know, the trespass that they not going. That's weak. Bottom line is, man, and this is what the Negro fails to understand. They fail to realize they don't know law. They don't read the fine print. Okay, that stadium, that's school property which operates through the city. So that's technically city property.
Well,
Now,
let me
there
ask you
is-
this. How were they able to kick Austin's father out of that public area for their press conference yesterday?
Well, no. I think that was more so it was
I'm
reserved
talking
for
about
that.
the place with a crime. I'm not talking about the press conference.
Yeah,
I'm talking. So
the crime hadn't
there-
happened in either situation. There was no crime at the press conference, and there was no crime up until the stabbing for the trespass.
Anybody can kick anybody off of a
Well,
property
when
if
the
they have
crime
control of that
happened-
property when they want to.
Yeah.
When the crime happened, it was city property. Then that's when city policy and bylaws come into play. So y'all can hoop and holler about how innocent he is. He brandished a weapon at a school function, which is in the code of conduct. Every single school system in America has a code of conduct, which strictly says weapons are not allowed at any capital A, capital N, capital Y school function. So he's guilty, whether y'all want to believe why he did it or
That's not a law. That's a rule. That's not a law.
Is a law not a rule?
No, so he said no. So he's saying
No, that's a
policy,
school rule.
Yeah,
Not all school
policy.
policies
So
are
that's what I'm saying. So this
Right. So that's not actual.
But
So
see,
let me lay
this
this premise.
is what I'm
Let me
saying.
say
It's enforced
no. Let me say
by
this real quick.
law.
Yeah, but no. Let me say.
No,
say
no,
this,
it's not.
Josh. So let me say this, Josh. So even though it's not a law, since he broke the rule, that's going to be used by the prosecution to support intent. Okay, he shouldn't have had, like, you are correct. He shouldn't have had it in the first place because he brought a weapon to a school function as a student athlete, so that it can't be for like, you know, for years, right? So it can't be, oh, he didn't know the rules or la la la. You can't use any of those things because clearly he played on the football team, right? So why would you now, you know, arm yourself with a weapon? And then furthermore, it goes into what Diesel said later on, and a lot of people have been asking the question, and that's going to have to be determined during the trial whether touch me and see what happened is provoking speech, especially if you came there with the weapon, right? And now I don't think it's much so as a trespassing thing as much as it is to, well, if you got up that day for a track meet, put a knife in your bag, goes over to the rival school section, then someone says something to you, your reply is touch me and see what happened, knowing you have the weapon. Now, like he said, that sets up premeditation. Even though you didn't know him, right? Even though you didn't know Austin specifically, you were looking for trouble with somebody. You feel me?
So another thing that's going to come into effect. Another thing that's going to come into effect too is who carries around their bag in the middle of a track meet. Usually, you have a designated spot where you keep your stuff, right? I mean, that's what we did.
Exactly.
So if he's bringing his bag around with him, that's going to also stack on that premeditation of you were thinking about wanting to do something to somebody.
And see, this the thing too, bro. Like we got to understand too, the whole touch me and see what happened. We love to say that. See what try it and see what I do. Well, premeditation, like Fantastic said.
Don't sound like he was scared.
But that's another thing. So listen, man. So again, man, like I said, at the end of the day, I don't want this kid to get buried. I don't want him to do 99 years or whatever. I know, and I think he will be found guilty if he takes it to fucking trial. If he's not offered a plea and he takes it to trial, he's gonna be found guilty. There's too much.
This is where me and you kind of differ. We kind of part ways here. Now, he needs to be found guilty. Now, 99 years, yeah, I mean that's exaggerating, but he needs to do life. I say life with parole.
Well, yeah, well, life. That's what I'm saying. That's the most he can get. The most he can get is life with parole since he's 17 years old.
If he gets life, he's only gonna do about 40 or 50.
But I don't even think it's that. I think life is
life
30
life
years.
is 25,
25 to 30. So that's
okay.
okay.
Okay, but I just want the life sentence. If he gonna do 30, I'd rather he get the life sentence. I agree with
let me ask you this, Fantastic.
Give him a chance at parole. Give him a chance to.
They have to. By law, he has to. He's going to get parole by law because he's not an adult.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, dude.
So let me ask you. You made the comment you don't believe he stabbed him to. He meant to kill him, right? Or he meant to right?
Who you talking to?
I believe anybody that goes into using any kind of weapon on somebody, especially when it comes to a knife or a gun, you have the expectation that they could die, right? So
yeah,
I just disagree with that statement, and I'm trying to figure out why you don't think that he felt like that was a possibility when he, especially stabbing somebody in the chest.
So before you got here, I made that clarification. So I know we all know that using a knife more so than a gun. A gun, you pull a gun, you're trying to kill somebody. But with a knife though, everyone that pulls a knife, you know it's a possibility, but you think he's just gonna cut a motherfucker, not hey, I'm trying to actually, aim for a vital organ and get you up out of here. The thing that I use is there's far more people that are just cut and injured with knives than actual, deaths and killing. So what I'm saying is what is his intention? I feel like he knew he was gonna use the weapon, but he wasn't aiming for, like, this was literally like assassin like fucking kill. You feel me? One fucking thing straight to, vital organ, he's out of there. Like they said, they couldn't.
I think I'm a little biased because I've seen a lot of people die from a stab from them slash, right? If somebody's stabbing somebody compared to somebody slashing somebody, right? Stabbing is attempted murder, period, point blank. Slashing is assault, causing serious injury.
I didn't know that.
You know why is that too? Because it's most stabbings happen above the waistline.
Yeah, I learned something new. I didn't know that. But yeah,
Anything below the waistline is not attempted murder. Is it below the waist? Yeah, below the waistline.
No. If it's a stabbing, even in the leg, if it's a stabbing, it's attempted murder. You have a vital organ in your. It's a femoral artery in your leg.
You have an artery,
right? So any stabbing that I've ever dealt with, compared to a slashing or somebody getting cut, it's been attempted murder. And then vice versa, the assault with a deadly weapon causing serious injury.
It looks bad for him, man. It all looks premeditated.
Yep.
From everything that we know so far, without all of the things that we're going to find out later, which is true, but we don't need any of that to see what happened.
I mean, this young kid went to the police and thought he was justified in what he did. I'm just trying to help you understand. I mean, you just stabbed somebody. You've been talking about, is this self-defense? I mean, they tell you.
So that's gonna hurt him too. He put his hands on me, and then is this self-defense, right?
Yeah.
So,
he said it's not alleged. I did it.
Yeah, and they made sure to note that they had not asked him any questions. So when they put that in the police report, that they didn't ask him any questions, and he volunteered that. Now it's admissible. You know what I'm saying? Even though he hadn't had the Miranda read.
Shut the fuck up.
We gotta stop. We gotta stop saying that they jumped him, or he might have got jumped.
No, he didn't. Ain't no
make that up.
Yeah.
He said to the cop. He said he put his hands on him.
Not they. Thank you.
He said he.
That's what I told him.
He said that out of his own mouth.
All of the testimony denotes to the only people in any physical altercation or involved in this was Austin and Carmelo exclusively. That's it. That's why I said that this mush mouth ass nigga that everybody using his, man, they tried to punch on dude, and my children was up under the tent, and they was in the vicinity. So man,
I thought you said his chitlins was up under the tent.
Yeah, man, please stop fucking, please, y'all making us look bad, man. Y'all, that's the biggest thing of this, black people, bro. Y'all know how bad it's making us look, and I know you niggas don't care because you getting back at the white man, right?
Yeah.
Look, bro, this shit is setting a horrible, not just making us look bad, but again, now you're telling the kids that it's okay to, again, all right, think about the fucking kids, man. All right, Wu-Tang's for the children. All right, we teach the children. Think about the fucking kids, nigga. Let me get my man Woody Mack in here, man. What's up with you, Woody?
Yeah, what's going on, brother? Yo, salute to everybody. This is
what's up, Woody?
What's up, bro?
This is just something along the lines of this. As I finally saw his mother get up there and speak, talking about how the family had to go get a home because of the death threats, this, that, and the third. And she said, me and my my 3 other kids, and so on and so forth, right? And my husband, right? But just, sometimes, listening to the way that people frame things, it started making me wonder, what was his home life like, right? Like, what was his upbringing? What was his home life like? Is this gentleman that she's calling her husband, because she keeps referring to him as her husband, and the other kids, and when she was speaking, is that actually his father? And for a lot of people, it doesn't necessarily coalesce. It doesn't necessarily matter. But I'm wondering, is it this a young man that might also internally might have been lashing out because with a good parental figure in the home, male figure in the home, especially a father, like, what is that man that's in that house?
I said that. Well, I asked that question because she said her last name was Hayes, right? So if her last name is Hayes, and that's her husband, clearly Carmelo Anthony is not his. It can not be dude, not his kid, right? So again, I don't want to speculate too much on, because still, even within that, everything that said, he had a 2-parent household, even if it had not been his dad. You feel me? For at least from what we know and we understand, his high school period. You feel me?
Yeah.
So
what does that have to do with the situation? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
As far as what I said, Diesel,
I'm saying, like, people are bringing up he was a good kid. He didn't get in any trouble. What does that have to do with somebody losing their life? I mean,
I think I see exactly where a lot of people dropping the ball, because I heard people saying that he guilty and stuff like that. If we was all assigned to that jury, we would be instructed by the judge to not think like that. You know what the judge would say? He would say your instructions is to assume that he's innocent and he has to be proven guilty. So it's a couple of things that I'm seeing that's being assumed, and it's all coming from this police report. So we got all these black men on here who we've all been through, or most of us have been through stuff with police. So like, it's a major error for us to just assume that the black guy's lying, the witness guy, and that the police officer telling the truth in Frisco, Texas. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I know about Frisco. You don't trust nothing that come from nothing up there about us. Nothing. So
all I would say to you, brother, is out of the own young man, I only want to take.
Yeah, let him finish, Water. Water, you ain't saying. Go ahead, brother. You good? Go ahead, boss.
All right, so this is the deal. So that man, what he deserves is his day in court, and he don't deserve us to presume his guilt, because there's a lot of holes that can be happening that we're not considering. So, and it's gonna be about the evidence, not about feelings, and it's about the standard of when you're trying to be declared guilty by a criminal court. Because when you say self-defense, it's not about can he just kill somebody over a fight. It's the standard of the law and what you got to be able to prove. So it's one of those things to where there's a weight difference that could prove fear. It's also the standard in Texas is also bodily harm. So if I felt like that you could harm me in Texas, you can use self-defense to say, I felt in fear that this dude could harm me. That alone could also cause you to use a knife. Also, what a lot of people not considering, hold on, bro, I'm almost finished, I promise.
All right.
So the other thing that people not considering, what we're thinking and we're saying premeditated that he brought a knife. What a lot of people, and this go come out in court, was it really a knife? Was it a tool? Was it something that he brought to cut the tent, to cut rope? Like, we don't know nothing about the real intent of him having what he had. So it's one of those things to where if we being, and it's not about to me white or black, if we being fair to anybody, to me it should be about let the discovery process take its place. Let's hear out the evidence, because what's gonna happen is the police officer, he probably felt like somebody else was more creditable and reported their story. If he talked to the black guy, he probably said, I don't really trust his story, but he could be telling the truth. So this is what's gonna happen in court. They go cross-examine that black guy, and it's gonna be both sides, right? It's gonna be the prosecution and the defense,
just real quick,
and they go try to see if he's creditable or not. And then somebody go also talk to the other people, and it's gonna come out. The main part of this is gonna be the jury.
Yeah, but boss, I already, what black guy are you referring to?
The guy that you were saying, that's unbelievable. The one that was putting out there that it was a fight.
Yeah, boss, that's what I'm saying. See, brother, you out of this universe right now, brother. That's not a real person. That's not a real person.
So like, even if he was lying, the thing is this: I've heard already contradictory stories. No, okay, yeah, but no, listen to what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, even if it's contradictory stories, that's why you need a trial, so that you can get those witnesses to be cross-examined by professional lawyers. It's not right for any of us to just assume his guilt without having the whole process play out. Because until you hear the whole other side of it, or somebody cross-examined by a professional lawyer, it's not all right for any one of these dudes to be assumed innocent or guilty. Because yes, it could be where.
But can I poke holes in that with everything you saying?
Well, no, let me hold on. I think I got one. What's the name real quick, and then shout out to my man Free Game for the 5. Greatly appreciate you, brother. He said, I'll be back on later. I'm a victim of the culture today. Fantastic. Shout out to my man Vet Life for the 5. Appreciate you, brother. Bodie makes a good point. Ham pointed out yesterday. What's up with the dad? He was silent. The mom and the goofy pastor did all the talking. Yeah, I don't think that's his dad, man. Yeah, like I said, the difference of the last name, pretty much tells it.
And I
go real quick. The reason I did bring up that point, Fantastic, is it made me, when I sat there and I looked at that, it never crossed my mind until that point. Well, hold up, what's going on in his home life that he thinks that this is an appropriate course of action when you have an altercation with somebody? Like I ain't never, much as my father told me, you don't never let nobody put their hands on you. You don't start nothing, but you make sure that they know that they're in a fight. You know what I mean? Basically, he taught me how to use my hands, you know what I'm saying, and defend myself. Never did it cross my mind. He crossed his mind to tell me, go grab a weapon and handle your business. As much as everybody damn near on this earth taller than me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
that's what made me start. I'm like, yo, what is his home
And
life
then,
like?
hold on. And then,
Can I
and
make a
then the
comment?
thing, go ahead.
Oh, so I just want to go off what Boss Cowboy said. Brother, we are not the jury. We are not the courts. It's up to the courts to presume him innocent until proven guilty, not us. We're going off exactly the information that we have right now, and we're making an opinion. That's all we're doing. Like, I mean, I don't understand why are you taking it so personal. Like we're the judge and the jury at the time when this man is going to court. We're getting the evidence that we see right now, and we're making an opinion. That's all we're doing. It's not really that serious. What I see.
Hold on, can I respond to that? Because I don't know why you said I'm taking that personal, brother. It's nothing about this that's personal. My tone
No, I
was
didn't mean
personal.
about that.
Yeah, so my whole thing is to try to actually bring like the other side of it. So we just talking this through. That's what we doing as brothers. We talking this through in a logical format. So it's nothing hostile about me. It's nothing I'm tripping. And it's also, we got to be careful because all of us have independent voices. And this is why a judge is going to always instruct the jury to have to turn off their televisions during a trial, because they don't want people to be influenced. That's one of the main things. And that's why how this is being covered, it's not necessarily by independent spaces like this. It's how it's being covered on the mainstream and by a lot of media sources. It's a lot of speculating on Carmelo, and it's not even enough of the same speculation going on Rosenhaus.
Yeah,
because like,
I'm
think about
chopping
it.
it. I'm sorry, brother.
I'm gonna be quick. So, like, just think about it. Look at all of us right now questioning the background of the brother, but the person that really has the dysfunctional type of demographic family is Rosen, brother. Like, who's the one that actually has the father with all kind of cases on it? It's the other side.
But that's my point. That doesn't matter in this situation.
Hold on. I promise I'm gonna be quick. And I don't talk when y'all talk. I just listen. So this is the deal. So it's one of those things to where if we look at the other side of it, that I don't think it's wise for us to just assume he's guilty, because then you got to also think the fact that when you're trying to declare somebody guilty of murder, the standard is high as hell. It has to be above reasonable doubt. Now, if it's a civil case, it has to be 51% proof. But if it's a murder case, it has to be above reasonable doubt. So if you can put any kind of realistic holes into this story, it's possible that he can get off. That's why a lot of people get off on murder, because the standard of it is very high. So
you're
it's
right.
Like,
but my point. This is my point, Cowboy.
Like, one more thing I'm gonna say real quick, and I'm done. So, like, I played football too, and I ran track. I heard all y'all comments on that. Okay. So when I was playing football for U of H, right, I was, playing with one of my running back partners. Okay. He put me in a chokehold. And we were just playing, but he was so strong that I felt this dude could have killed me. Like, he could have snapped my neck. And so it's like when you going against, because allegedly he weighed about 130 versus Rosenhaus, whatever his name is, weighed about 200 pounds. So, like, I was arguing with one of my co-hosts, right? And he weighed about 300 pounds, and we got into it. And when we got into it, I said, bro, if we fight, and I told him, and I meant this, I said, bro, if we fight, I'm gonna get a weight and I'm gonna smash you right upside your head. Now, and I was dead ass serious. Why? Because he was 300 pounds and I was 190. And I was, in my mind, I'm thinking, if you try to fight me as big as you are, I'm gonna equalize this shit. And see, now that was in the moment, and we was mad because it was going through a hurricane. Everybody's tempers was up, no power was on. It was on a hurricane hit Houston, and the football team, we were mad. So we was around each other, we was real mad. but I almost got in a fight with one of my brothers. But then I'm saying I could imagine myself being in that situation because I almost was in that situation. The only thing that happened is that we cooled off. But I promise you, if I would have fought that dude, I would have equalized it.
Yeah, but the problem, brother, let me say this real quick, Diesel. The problem is, again, man, it's you can look at his max preps because again, it's more up to date, and that's not the truth. He wasn't 5'9", 130. He was 5'11", 160, right? So that's only an inch of different in height. You know what I mean? And then, like you said, he's a football player. So everything you guys are saying is that's gonna be something that the prosecution is gonna harp on. You can't say you're out here.
Videos of the man.
Yeah. So you can't say, and that too. And bro, y'all can look at this dude and tell him as he walked out of the courtroom, that's not fucking 130 pounds, bro. Come on. He's not 130 pounds. So that's another thing too. But let me tell you guys. This fear aspect of it is not going to be substantial because he already had the knife. Okay, he didn't pick up a knife randomly that was around. He brought the knife with him. Okay, and again, you know what I mean, he said, "Touch me and find out," or "Touch me and see what happens." Something of that matter. If you're afraid, you retreat, you run away. Not, hey, somebody put hands on you and then provoke them to further keep putting hands on you, so that you can, you know what I mean, use the deadly weapon that you have in self-defense, right?
Thank you.
As what's the name said, brother, again, all we're doing, and if anything, I feel like it's a service for a lot of black people that are biased on one side of this thing. We're walking this down as to the arguments that the prosecution can make and the arguments that the defense can make. Okay?
Exactly.
And I just would like to add,
what I wanted to say.
I was up. Hold on.
What I wanted to say, fantastic.
I just want to go back off of what Cowboy said, right? Cowboy, you came up here and you said we can't trust what the police say. You're doing exactly the same thing you're telling us not to do, right? You're making your argument based on something that you don't want to believe what the police say, and all we're going off of are the things that we've heard and seen. That's all we're doing. We're making our opinion based on what we've heard and seen. So basically, your argument is saying that we shouldn't presume him innocent. We shouldn't presume him guilty, but you're presuming him innocent because the police lie.
No,
you know what I'm saying? So like,
because that's
you
what
could just listen to what the young boy said, Diesel, and go off of that. The young boy said, I told him keep touching him.
If he's saying that we're trying to speculate what would happen by prosecution or defense, we got to first start with the standard.
No, we're speculating based off what we've heard. That's all we're doing.
But even if you're speculating, if you're trying to do it and assume it in a court setting, the court setting standard is to do what? Assume innocence.
That's not what this is, though. This is in a court setting.
Yeah, I understand, but that's not what Fantastic says. Fantastic said, and I agree with it, that we're simulating what a prosecution could say and what a defense could say, and we just talking it through. So now, if we just having a conversation like barbershop talk on do I think he did it or not? That's the kind of vibe you talking about. I'm talking about what Fantastic is talking about, where we're trying to talk about the potential of guilt or innocence. And if we're talking about the potential of guilt or innocence, I'm going to talk about the standard of courts.
I like to say this,
well, let me get,
he's arguing.
Real quick.
I've been waiting.
Real quick, I just wanted to kind of, because Fantastic pretty much said what I was going to say. Like, look, everybody knows if you are afraid of somebody that's posing a life threat to you, most people, look what they say in the movies: get away from me, man. Leave me alone. Those words, he did not utter none of those words. If witnesses will be, like you said, cross-examined. If nobody says that he uttered those words, get away from me or leave me alone, what are we talking about? What is we talking about? Fear. On top of the touch me and see what happens. And like you were saying that the jurors and stuff like that, and we can't trust the police and all of that. Well, you're asking for justice. You're gonna have to trust the police for him to get off.
No,
Yes,
bro. Like if you
you
just trusted the
are. You're
police,
gonna have
bro.
to.
Listen, all right. So
They're
hold
gonna
on real
bring
quick. You
forth
said trust the
evidence.
police, bro. Hold on, yeah, but
Yes.
sometimes police lie. Come on now, bro. We in
How is
America.
that?
You
I
don't
just
know
want to say,
that.
I know that.
that's
Hold
the,
on, bro.
how is
The
it a
same
part right
police.
now?
Hold
Like,
on,
come
hold
on.
on. Wait.
Hold on, one mic.
It was the same police that planted that blood on OJ, bro.
Yeah, boss. I got that question for you though, brother. So I gotta ask a question, and whatever you tell me, I'm gonna go off of though. So
Yeah.
again, shout out to Hamp for this shit. Majority or minority of police lie and do false reports and shit.
I don't know. I mean,
Come
it's
on,
but
brother.
no, I don't know. But I'm the one that's from Dallas though. So I'm telling y'all how Frisco moved. So like if I was in your hood, fantastic, I would have to take your word on which one of these areas do blacks need to stay away from. You know what I would tell you? Frisco. Right? Because I'm from here. Now, if I was from where you from, you could tell me wherever that is. I don't know where that is. I'm the one that's from Dallas. So I'm telling you, being from Dallas, all right, being born and raised here, that I know that I would not trust no police report that y'all keep quoting. See, y'all keep quoting
But this
that.
kid did.
Hold on
But
real quick. So y'all keep quoting that police report that stated that he said, touch me and see what happened. That's the police report, and that's the same environment that put that $50 bond on it.
The
So
young
it's like,
man said as much himself. That was the point I wanted to highlight to you, boss. Out of the
It's too
own
loaded.
young man's own mouth, he admitted he stabbed the young man, and he told him, "Don't touch me," right? Or something. Or
every
find out.
lawyer will tell you have the right to remain silent. Don't talk to the police.
But he was
Lawyers tell
talking
you
his
that.
behind off because
bro,
he's
let's keep it
17.
real now.
Don't know no better. So he was
We
talking
quote
too
the
much.
police. We literally are quoting police as if
Let me
they
say
are
that.
the
Hold on.
evidence. They're not.
Boss. Let me
They're
say this
not
real
the
quick.
evidence. They're a statement.
Boss, we know okay, listen. You might be 100% right that the police lie, and that's fine. All we are doing right now is going off of what we know. I understand what you're saying. I totally understand what you're saying. But if that is a lie or if it's true, let's say if that is true, if the police report is 100% true, that's what I'm going on. And it might be a lie. It might be a lie. We know that
And
because
I'm
everything's
glad
gonna
you
come out
said
in
it
court.
like that, because then that allows me to say it like this: if that police report is 100% true, and what happened, then he fucked up.
Right. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing right now, bro. That is literally
somebody is
Hold
dead.
on. So let me let me get my man DC Slim in here. He been waiting patiently. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Go ahead. What you got for us?
What it do, y'all? Hey, check it out, man. Look, I'm gonna be like a jailhouse lawyer for y'all real quick. All y'all tripping. All right. This little nigga is about to get his this little nigga about to get his boots smoked. Now let me go ahead and speculate. Okay. Now it's just this little nigga was over there waiting for something. Okay. First of all, like I said in the comments, he's on public government property in front of more than 20 people, kids, all of that shit. Now this ain't even gonna make it to trial. He ain't been indicted yet, but the indictment usually take a couple, to do what they do. He's going to take the plea. If he take this to trial, then he'll wind up with that 99 because then they can play their game. But the judge is going to direct the jury to judge this case in 3 ways. One is the intent, and yeah, that nigga's gonna lose on that because, like I told y'all in the beginning, the tent got the school name on it. You ain't supposed to be there. It's no way to fight that. He ain't got no witnesses right now in his favor. Okay. And third is, hey, look, man, he made the police job easy. Nobody want to say that. The police ain't got to do no investigating on this. Everything is going to be on the government camera that was at the park. He admitted to his own guilt, his fingerprints on the knife. Now, the last ruling that the jury going to be directed to go on is if he going to get manslaughter or murder one. He ain't getting manslaughter. And I hear all y'all trying to say, I hear all y'all trying to say he ain't mean to do it and all that. Man, save that bullshit. He tried to punish that nigga. That's why he went for the chest. And anybody sitting here trying to make it look like, he wasn't on that type of shit. Now, stop trying to act like y'all don't stereotype people. But when you
Yes,
saw that
sir.
little nigga coming out the courtroom, you said, yeah, this nigga's goofy. All right. He's a crash dummy. So I understand you want to protect some niggas, but let me tell you about other races. Other races don't accept this bullshit. All right. For y'all niggas to keep approving of these kind of niggas, and then to make it so bad, and this is why everybody laughing at us. Nobody has read a police report. Nobody know nothing about the law, but they still saying goofy shit. So if you a different race, you sitting back saying, look at these niggas doing it again. And this the trick to it. They know y'all niggas gonna react to this shit. And the number one thing, they know niggas don't read nothing. All right.
Yeah.
Just say that's amazing to me to hear some of this shit. Like my man on here talking about some police lie. Police lie. This nigga, dog. If you at a school with all these white boys, somebody should have told you, look, man, you probably don't need to be sitting under that tent. And what I think, and this is just me assuming, I think this nigga was a hot Bama anyway, because if you look at the interview with the girl on there, she said, yeah, I knew him. He was always known for fighting, not stabbing. Now that interview is not hidden, ain't nothing, and it's been witnesses talking. This nigga's a hot Bama. Stop trying to take up for this goofball. As far as his
Yes,
mother
sir.
and his father, come on, man. It's gonna come out that 3.7 GPA, watch this. It's easy to get in today's world because this nigga do all his work on the computer. This nigga ain't all of that like a genius or nothing. Because if he was, he wouldn't have stuck a knife in a nigga chest.
Yo,
His
DC,
mother,
let him live on his
Preach,
GPA,
brother
bro.
DC.
We ain't trying to do him like that.
man, I'm doing them like
We
that.
got
But
some.
if you got a dog, just because you got a 3.7 GPA does not mean you have common fucking sense. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that sure
Hey,
don't
brother
mean that.
DC. Hey, brother DC. And the black mama can easily say that's her first go-to when her baby get in trouble. My baby was good. He was smart. That's their
But
first
see, this
go-to.
All
this
he
go
had to
back to
do, hey bro, all
this
he
go
had to
back
do
to what
was
we were
not talk
saying
to the
yesterday.
police.
This
What
what
If
we
he
were
had not
saying.
talked to the police, he might have been
You know
way
all he
better.
had to do. You know all he had to do was stay his goofy ass out of that tent. Because his problem is really his black friends with his 3.7 probably told him you a nerd, nigga. So he had to go all nigga mode, show his real nigga side. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And now, guys, you know how everybody keeps saying fuck around and find out? They ain't about to fuck around and find out what them Aryan brotherhoods and them real racist white. See, everybody sitting here praising this little nigga. Ain't nobody gonna do that time for him. It's about to be a long ride for Shorty. None of y'all niggas gonna send him no money. Ain't nobody gonna pay for his protection or none of that. Now watch this. This is the other politics, y'all. If you really want to be worried about him, you should be worried about what them racist white boys gonna do to him in jail for killing
Yes,
that white
sir.
boy.
Yes,
That's what I
Alright?
said.
And whoever the one that said
They were saying,
protect
so
him,
DC Slim, just real quick, DC Slim. They were saying he need to go to jail because that's where he gonna be protected at. That's the first thing I said. I was like, brother, y'all understand what jail politics, prison politics? He gonna be
Hey.
definitely not be. They gonna be a fucking target on his back. You fucking
hey,
killed
what
a
if
white
I throw
boy
this at y'all?
for no
I throw
reason.
this at y'all. Everybody out here talking racism like that, right? Prison is real racism. I'm talking about when he get there, he got to go with the blacks. He can't be friends with white people. I'm telling you, that's why I say, this why I be laughing at niggas out here on the street talking that fake racism shit. Some of y'all niggas don't even know what a real racist motherfucker is, dog. So be
Exactly.
happy with your great life. It's beautiful out here. I'ma tap
Hey,
out fantastic and keep
and
listening,
DC,
man. I love the
hey,
show.
DC, real quick. Hey, and just because he go to prison and get so-called protection, you not protected fully.
Now, Shawty gonna check in PC off the break. But I can tell you the other side of this. You know what the other side of this, what might work in his favor? Since he got a white boy under his belt, you know, one of them black gangs might pull him in. So he might be all right. But
I was
you
about
know,
to ask, anybody from Texas that know, because we do have a gang culture here in New York, right? It's mostly Bloods, but you will find people that gang bang on the other side, but blood gangs all over.
in the jump, in the pen, it's the same games. It's gonna be, you know, the black gangs is black, you know, the BGF, you know, like us in DC, we got the DC blacks. The white people got the Aryan Brotherhood. You got the Mexicans. You even got the Moors, the Muslims. Somebody is gonna fuck with him because he pulled that off. You know what I'm saying? Like that right there. To be honest with you, in the jump, nigga, that's a badge of honor. Like, oh
Nah, but he
man, like
snitched
that's
though. But he
big.
did snitch to the police though. Come on now. They're not
I
gonna
mean,
rock
he
with that.
snitched. He snitched because, and look, I tell you this: the police also didn't read him his rights. All right, but this is why I say he fucked. Everybody saw him do it. It's not. Hey, dog, I'm telling you, him doing that shit in that place will get him an extra 15 to 20. So they're gonna offer him a deal of 15 to 25. He gonna take that. He'll be out in like 10 years off some good behavior if he do his shit. But he getting 15 or better. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yes, that's the outcome. But I just say if, and let's say strong if, because we living in the innocent till
No
proven
if,
guilty.
no
Like
if,
boss say,
no if.
like boss like to say, innocent till proven guilty. We
No,
know
dog,
he
he's
actually
not. He
stabbed somebody,
no.
but
Hey, bro, he is guilty. He is guilty and got to prove his innocence. He is guilty
Yeah,
because
you
he
know,
did it.
you know how
And
it works for us,
this,
bro.
now, hold
You know
on,
how it
listen,
works for
watch
us.
this. Let me tell
he
you
got to
this:
prove
if
to
he would have just waited till the track meet was over, and I ain't saying he should do this. If he would have just waited till the track meet was over, let the white boy push him and catch him in the alley and bust his head open, right, and left him there, then he's
You
innocent
would
till
have had a
proven
chance to
guilty.
get away.
All right. He would have had he has no witnesses, he ain't on camera, he ain't admitting to nothing. Dog, he
That's ghetto
fucked.
style.
He is
Yep.
rap, dog. So
Yep.
pray for him, and do what y'all do, man. I'm gonna sit back and finish smoking and keep listening, man. Always a good
So
job, fantastic. Be
Appreciate it,
easy,
brother.
fella.
Is it
Peace.
is it true?
I'm not
Is
trying
it
to be
true?
insensitive to the young man at all,
Preach.
but if again, and I'm only going off of what I know of New York prison culture and gang culture here in New York, right? Especially if you're somebody who's susceptible, so-called, because y'all saying the man is so small and so frail and he's so scary. Well, if you about to be rolling up in prison, so small, so frail, and so scary, and somebody, everybody is a victim until you're not a victim. They know not to play with you, right? So I would suggest the young brother get a kufi if he's so scared. Go get his kufi and go do salat. Straight up.
Give it shahada.
He's also
Let me
he's also he's also got a picture standing in front of a scale, a wall, a measuring wall, and he's 6 foot at least.
They got him listed at 5'11", so it's cool. But let me
No,
get my
I'm talking
man
about
Aaron in here.
there is a picture with him standing in front of a measuring wall with the inches
Yeah,
and
I'm
all
not,
that
I'm not,
stuff.
I'm not refuting that. That's why I'm agreeing with
Oh,
you.
okay, okay.
I'm saying his the thing, and that's what I'm gonna say this again for the people that keep talking about he's 130 pounds. If you look at, and this is why I say, man, take the emotionality out of it, bro. Take the bias out of it.
It's got to
And
go.
use
That's
your
what messes
common
up.
sense.
Yeah.
Look, just use your common sense. We all saw him walk out of the courthouse. That is not a 130-pound kid, bro. Okay, all right. That the more likely than not, like we said, when your ass get Diesel, you're here. I said it before you got here. Now, Diesel, if you were to take someone into custody, all right, are you gonna take the information from them verbatim or from them their mouth, or you gonna take it off their ID?
It's not on their ID. It's not on their ID here. The weight,
Oh, your
because
driver's
weight
license, that's
fluctuates.
how it is?
Yeah,
Well,
weight
that's
fluctuates, so it's not on the ID. But what happens is when the jail processes them, they put that information in because they get the exact weight and all that stuff. So when they process them, they get the exact weight and all that stuff, and they put it on his.
But
his
is
jacket.
it healthy to fluctuate 30 pounds in the off season?
Yeah,
Every
there's no
off season?
fucking way 130.
So, but
Is that healthy?
so the
This is the thing about
usually on a police report, the initial police report, you don't have those demographics on there unless you just know it's already in the system, right? So if they've already been put in the system, it will already generate into the police report. But if you don't know it, you just leave it blank, and then the jail, when they process them, they put it on in the system.
I've never heard of an athlete
it's about, in
losing
my opinion,
in
because
those
I'm not a
weight.
lawyer, but
Go
to
ahead.
me, it's about being able to establish fear. So whether it's 130, 160, is can you paint the picture and establishing a reasonable doubt? Now, so that's to you. So to me, because I've been in that situation where I had somebody had a running back had their arm around my neck, and I was 160, and I felt that he could have snapped my neck. If I'm on a jury, you saying no. If I'm on a jury, I'm saying yeah. I can see the word that weight difference probably had him afraid of that dude.
Hold on, but
Like, for
Cowboy,
real.
if
But
that running back
based
would have
on
just
my
pushed you, you would have felt like your life was
Yeah,
in
that's
danger.
what I'm saying exactly.
That's
So you got it now.
if you would have
Hey,
just
listen,
pushed you.
hey, let me explain Let me explain it. So I know everybody on here tough. I ain't as tough as y'all. I'm being all the way honest. It's been times where I've been in confrontations where I didn't know how this confrontation was gonna come out, whether it was gonna be my life or it was gonna be me come out okay. Now, so, and I can say, because I when I was a young bull, I was 15, 16, I had fights with grown men, all kind of weird stuff, right? When I had that happen, I remember one time I was in a dark alley, had a fight with a grown man because he was talking shit. And I was like, man, you ain't finna talk to me like this. He said, come outside. I said, let's go. And I went out there like a big old dummy. And that dude pushed me, and I turned around, I smashed him right in his nose, busted his nose, start boxing him right there on the spot. That dude literally picked me up and dunked me. And when he dunked me, my back of my head hit the concrete, and I felt like I almost fell out. And he hit me in my mouth. Right then, I was like, this dude can kill me right now.
Boss, but did you feel that way when he pushed you? Did you feel like he could kill you when he pushed you?
He said, little bro, you got heart. You got heart. But see, I knew then, because I'm keeping it real, I was afraid. Because I knew right then that this dude would kill me. Like right now. So my point is this. An attorney established fear.
Yeah, but boss, that's what I'm trying to tell you, brother. So all the rest of your story is cool, right? The motherfucking backyard, motherfucking WWE wrestling and shit. Good, you had a real life, no hold bars match and shit. I'm glad you survived, brother. But the problem, like Diesel was trying to say, what we're saying to you, from a push only, you can't add all that other shit in there, bro.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get a jury to believe, okay, that a football player, the captain, one of the captains of the football team, who's been playing football for years, okay,
but we don't know. Hey, fantastic. This is the best thing, bro. They got video. That's the best thing, is that it's a known video that's sitting out there. So this assumption that we keep making from this police report, it's gonna actually come out if that police report was actually accurate or not. That's the best news.
So, boss, like you said, right? I'm saying this right now. If the video come out and it's all this shit where they said, hey, the boy somehow took some motherfucking Bane venom juice and he swole up to be fucking 6'8", 300 pounds, and his brother fucking was,
because they talked about a touch. So it's conflicting reports. So it's like the video will show it. It don't have to do with Bane juice and how big he is.
No, one said touch, and then after the touch, he said punch.
That's what I'm saying. The reason I was saying that though, boss, because like I said, you're correlating. So you are giving credence to what the police report said, where it was only one touch. That's why I was saying about this, him towering over him and him being so big. Because if the camera footage, corroborates that. Now what? Because like I said, everything we've been told, him getting jumped, that's nowhere. Go ahead.
You was right this whole time, fantastic. You was right, and everybody else that was right that declared him guilty. Everybody was right. So and I'll say that. I come back on her and say that all of y'all was right.
Cool.
But the best news is this though, that is video. Because I said
the same thing. I don't know why they're withholding it. I guess because it's not.
I don't believe it. If it's a black dude, I don't believe it. Especially that killed a white dude. I don't believe it just because it's Frisco. I would have believed it more with DPD, Dallas. I would believe it more with Dallas PD. But Frisco up there, and it's a black dude that just killed a white dude. Oh no, I'm taking that whole police report and I'm burning it. And I'm saying, show me the video. That's the first thing I'm doing. Show me the video.
Those are witnesses' statements that are different. One was a touch and one was a push. So it was two touches.
Conflicting stuff. That's
there was only one witness that said there was only a touch.
But if you're afraid, shouldn't you want to walk away if you're afraid?
Yeah, we went over that. Let me get to my man Aaron. Aaron, what's up with you, brother?
What's going on, gentlemen? Mr. Fantastic, always a pleasure. So,
Aaron, you're in the shadow right now.
Can you hear me?
You good now?
You can hear me? I'm Borgen?
Yeah, you're good now. Yeah, go ahead. You're good now.
You good.
Oh, okay. I can assure. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm on our highway. So, but Mr. Anthony was under the tent that he was not associated with, correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So, and did they ever confirm what the weapon was? Was it a knife? Because there was some ambiguity about that.
No.
No, it's a knife for sure. 1,000%.
100% is a fixed blade or a folding blade.
No, that we don't
I
know.
don't know if it's fixed or folding, but it was a knife.
He produced and he brought it there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna fry his ass.
And he was walking around with it in his backpack, and for some reason carrying his backpack everywhere he went.
They're gonna par cook him and then fry him. And like so my next question is, what do people expect? They think that going to jail is gonna shelter him from some kind of retaliation. Well, where do racists, I mean violent racists, where do we store those folks?
Right. Right.
Damn. I don't mean to laugh.
Then I kept it your local fucking dairy.
But in ancient
And that's
times,
exactly what I was saying. And that's exactly what I was saying. Like, just because he gets so-called protection in there, you still can get snuck up on. It's shankings and stuff happen every day. I have.
You know why you don't see many skinheads on the street?
They're in jail.
Because they're in tier 1 fucking units. Yeah. Exactly.
Again, what I say, if it's that bad, the brother better put on a kufi. If it's that bad.
Yeah. So I'm predicting 7 weeks is the date of his shahada when he gets in there.
Well,
I mean, but he trusted the police. Are we gonna skip over that? He trusted the police, though, bro.
Trust. What you mean?
What he should have did was trust his fight or flight instincts and walk the hell away. There's a tent. There's no brick walls that are keeping you. It's not an elevator. You're not stuck in there with this cat.
What do you mean he trusted the police?
Yeah, I'm confused.
Yeah, was it? Yeah.
He talked to the police. He told me he did it.
He gave him.
No. I don't think it's
Yeah.
not that he trusted, bro.
That don't mean he
He's a
trusted
kid.
the police.
Yeah, he's a kid out of. You know what I mean?
No, but a lawyer tells you have the right to remain silent.
Bro, do you know how many people talk to the police?
Mercy, he's never dealt with a lawyer.
Yeah, nah.
And he's 17. This is not like
he's 17, bro.
His father's
That's
a
why
lawyer.
That's why he said everything he said.
he's not a career criminal, G.
His father's a lawyer.
He was a. This not no.
He thinks that's correct criminal. He not correct.
He came from a two-parent household, man. He wasn't no street kid.
His father's a lawyer.
I mean, would that have changed the outcome? Not saying anything to the police?
No.
They would have to do more. They would have to do more research. They'd have to do more investigation to get the story.
Agreed. And to what end? What is the purpose of that?
He could have made up some stuff that would have made it.
I don't. Hold on. I don't think that him speaking to the police or not speaking to the police changes the investigation. They know somebody was stabbed. They know who stabbed him. They just need to know. Only thing they would want to know is why. That's it.
But then again, I was going back to the point of if you want to claim self-defense, if you telling the whole story of exactly what happened, then when we get to the trial, if you take it there, we gonna go by your statement, what you said. Hey, he told us in the police investigation room, unless they want to, hey, he was under duress when he gave that story. But he told us when we investigated him, hey, the young man told me get from under his tent. I ain't like how he was talking to me. He came and pushed me. I pulled out a knife. I told him to touch me again, see what I do. He touched me, then I stabbed him. Is that self-defense? You just told on yourself.
Well, they wasn't even in the investigation room. He told on himself right there on the scene. He didn't wait till he get to the station. That police body cam footage showed that. And I know
that's my point.
He want to see
that's
video.
my point.
Boss saying he want to see video. That is the video. The police
He
footage.
even showed that he knows nothing about self-defense because he asked, "Would that be self-defense?" If you don't know,
I know, right?
you can't use it. You can't use it if you don't understand how to use it.
Boss, that's your video right there. You don't have to. That's what I'm saying. Like you talking about trust. We shouldn't trust the police and all of that. No, you want to trust the police in this situation. His freedom is on the line. They are going to present evidence. They're going to present that body cam footage of him saying that.
Are we suggesting
anything he said to the police?
If all of America saw that video, you don't think that's part of the investigation? That's going to be part of the investigation?
Everything
that's not a lie.
Said too.
There is no lie.
Are we pontificating on a strategy on how to get off?
No.
In a way, I know a lot of people are saying no. In a way, a lot of people were saying that if he wanted to go along the lines of self-defense, the less you say, make them do more work, and then you just claim like when we get to the trial part, whatever, and your lawyer figures out your best strategy. But if you literally told the police he got too close to me, I told him put your hands on me, they're going to go when they get to trial, they're going to present your statement as part of evidence. Exactly what you
Mac, that's not 100% true. But let me Aaron, Cowboy was saying you can't trust the police reports, is what Cowboy was saying. And we were saying that the body cam, Emperor was saying the body cam shows what he actually did. Now, Wody Mac, when it comes down
wait, I got a question. There's body cam footage of this man inserting a sharp object.
No, not body cam.
No.
The cops got it after the cell phone. There's cell phone footage and apparently they had video footage of the compound or the
via cell phone.
What he was saying, the body cam footage of the interview of the statement from Mello. Yes.
Okay.
Now, Wody Mac, when it comes to self-defense, what actually helps you in a self-defense is you coming up and giving your statement and being and telling outright, this is what I did, because it shows you don't think you did anything wrong. That's what actually helps in self-defense. Not saying I'm not talking to the police and trying to hide something, right? Because then the jury thinks that you're trying to hide something. So I get what you're saying, but yeah, that doesn't help a self-defense.
I lean towards your knowledge and experience in all of that. So there's no but in what I say here. I'm just going off of the current circumstances of what he actually said. If that was going to be his statement, he was better off not saying nothing, because I don't want to get too much information.
That's my point.
From experience, because again, I was young and dumb at one time. Something I said to the police and they had me sign it is part of what they used when they went to the court in front of the judge with me.
Right.
From prior experience. So and I know mine is very anecdotal. One scenario, one situation. But just in this scenario, if you're gonna come out and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, you know what I mean, and it don't look good on your part, you probably is better off not saying nothing and hoping your lawyer can help you out.
Well,
if it's real self-defense, if it's real self-defense, yes, you come out. But it's not.
It don't look like it. And again, and mind you, my thinking is of a criminal. It's not. Don't take it as I'm saying.
We know you're a convict. We know you're a convict. Go ahead. We know you're a convict.
No. Not saying it. But it is almost a criminal type of mind frame, even in the way that I'm placing it and I'm putting it. You know what I mean? How to get over, don't get caught, how to get over type of thinking.
Yeah.
But essentially, especially in a situation like this, like you probably better off not saying nothing if you was gonna tell the truth.
Hey, does anybody know if I heard that earlier today? I don't know if but I heard that when he was in court Monday, he pled not guilty. Does anybody know if that's true?
I don't know. I don't know if it was a guilt. I think it was just a bond hearing.
I don't know for sure, so I'm not.
I think it was a bond hearing. I don't think it was a
Is that a different hearing?
I don't think it was a what's the name?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't think it was a plea given.
Okay.
Only thing a bond hearing shows is that the person will show up to court, and that's why their bond should be reduced. It's not a guilty or not guilty plea.
Isn't that where flight risk is assessed and all that kind of shit?
Yeah, it's just to show that they argue if they will show back up to court and if the bond should be reduced, because the only thing a bond is supposed to do is to ensure that you come back to court.
That's all right. Murders like him off the street also. He might murder his own.
No. Bonds are not. A bond is not supposed to be to keep somebody in jail.
Kyle Rittenhouse, $1 million bond. Kyle Rittenhouse had a $1 million bond. They wanted Kyle Rittenhouse to get 99 years.
No doubt. But the bond is specifically just to ensure that the person comes back to court. That's it.
And that was the judge's justification.
It's not for keeping dangerous criminals off the street.
Yeah, no, it's not. Well, yeah, it is, but it's not supposed to be punitive.
He's a dangerous criminal.
Whatever she's saying, they had to
Isn't it to make sure you put some skin in the game that you'll and the higher the bond that you put up, the more likely you're going to show up because you want your fucking bread.
To get it back. Get it back. Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly what it is. That's all it's
Isn't most
right.
people that commit murder, first degree
It's
murder,
it's appointment collateral.
usually get a $1 million bond on average?
Bottom line.
Hold on,
It's like an appointment collateral.
But it's not. But hold on. But they set bond based on the crime that you do to show back in court. You're most likely not to come back to court for a murder.
He's being charged.
I know.
With first degree.
That's
murder.
why his bond. But his bond was reduced because. Hold on. But his bond was reduced.
Reducing his bond.
His bond was reduced because they could show the likelihood of him coming back to court.
He's 17.
That's why it was reduced.
Where the hell is he gonna flee to?
I believe that he could murder his entire family if after what he did to that white boy.
What?
But that has nothing to do. That has little to do. That has little to do with him. The probability of him showing back up. It'd be different if he's 40 years old, loaded and robbed some shit. Then yeah, you got the probability. The probability of you disappearing into Laos. You know what I mean? And you got bread, and you did. You essentially.
I'm not talking about that, man. I'm talking about how.
That's what I'm saying. Is the murdering his parents?
He could do that. He could end up doing that to his entire family.
Brothers. I appreciate y'all, man. You closed the show out well, brother. With that one. That's crazy. Said the nigga gonna kill his whole family. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's bananas.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I gotta shut this thing down, man. Shout out to everybody that came up, man. Appreciate y'all, bro. Appreciate you, Diesel, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up? Hey, man. Again, white people, I understand your frustration. Those of you that aren't just fucking foaming at the mouth racist. All right. I think we're gonna have a lot more clarity. Hopefully, once the video footage is released, possibly before the trial. But if it's not on police, what's the name? It probably will be held till the trial. I don't know, but stuff leaks or whatever. So I don't know. But yeah, man. I don't know, man. Again, it's a very, very tragic situation. No one wants to see a kid get killed by another kid. I don't think this was justified in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Because again, I would not want my son to be killed in this way. I would neither want my son to kill someone in this way either. I would not be able to accept the fact that my son told me somebody pushed him and he took their life. You know what I'm saying? I would not be accepting of that. Okay. But at the end of the day, man, again, I still want him to have his right as an American citizen. He is innocent until proven guilty, despite the masses of evidence that stacked up against him. I still don't believe that he had premeditated intent for this, but obviously he killed a person. Okay. Anytime you use a knife, there's a chance of you killing them. And I just don't think, like I said, it was a very, very poor decision that ended up in the worst possible outcome. Okay. Very, very unfortunate. And again, man, condolences to the Metcalf family. But anyway, man, hey, I'm Miss Fantastic 824 on all social media platforms. Follow me on here, YouTube, of course, on X/Twitter, on Rumble, on TikTok, and Instagram. That's that on that one. I'm catch y'all next, man. Holla, we out.